live on Toyz Day. What is going on, everybody? Toyz alive. How are you? We usually kind of mention this. Sometimes I forget to mention this, but if I am screaming right now through the audio on the mic, please let me know. If I am actually doing a nice little quiet whisper to you, please also let me know. B, once more, is going and grabbing a box. We try and be organized for you guys, but honestly, I can't, man. Even today, I was sitting here at 7 o'clock trying to debate if I can have time to go and get some kind of food or if I should try and make food. And before you know it, it's 8:30 and I had barely enough time to make toast and a sandwich. And by sandwich, I mean a toasted sandwich. Here, I'm going to show you guys the classic. I haven't done this step yet because I thought you guys would want to see this.
Yeah.
So the peanut butter sandwich, but before you even begin to eat it, you have to do this. And that way, they're just nice little thin pieces of paper for you to wolf down later.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yeah, lay it on me.
What is it about the toasted bread? Do you just prefer it? Is it a texture thing?
Yeah,
what is it?
I think what happened there is I think most of us growing up, we understand that whole you can't go through bread fast enough, so you throw it in the freezer. But when you put it in the freezer, you really can't defrost it without it getting all weird and soggy or a bit of a funky smell to it. So instead, I would get in the habit of just toasting it up. Now the idea of just soft, wet bread, nah, I'm always toasting it. Before we hop into a big old chat, though, I'm going to quickly give a quick little rundown. Everybody, if you haven't hit that live chat, hit that live chat. That also being said, Uncle Spanks, what's going on? Dylan Clement, what's going on? Colin, happy belated birthday, homie. What is up, dude? Bootleg Toyko, what is up? Suki, Zymatko, what is going on? You are having a crazy time over there. I can tell you're having a blast with those freaking perfume bottles that you're casting up. Lynn's the rap boy, how are you? Man, I might talk about you and Bootleg Toyko probably more than anybody else to people who aren't necessarily in the toy scene, because what you guys do with your collabs of like those 2D drawings into the 3D drawings, Folklorian, yo, what is going on? Stomaco Station, what is going on? King Dingus, how are you? Ocular Rhombus, what up, folks? B, that room, I'm sure somebody's gonna call you out on it soon, man. It's looking fucking good. You got like this throwing going on, man.
Yes, it's getting there. I was telling her before we started that I'm about 90%, man. The bad thing is the case that I have to my left here. I had another one of those that was supposed to come same size, and apparently it was fucked up in shipping, but it just came before the show started. So I'll get that done tonight, and then I got to do all the carded pieces, and then we'll be ready. So, but yeah, man, excited about it. Excited about it, man.
Worst villain ever asking, how do I share this? If you would have wanted to share, I don't know if you're asking to share something in particular, if you're looking to share the video. Typically, if you just wanted to share it, there's actually a little arrow. I don't know if you're on your phone. I'm on PC, but there's like a little arrow with a firing, like, comet shooting star thing going. You can click that. It gives you the link. You can either send that link to somebody or you can paste that link. If you're looking about doing it in a story link, which I'm not saying that you are, but you would paste it under there, and it's a sticker called link, and then you would paste it.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, everybody? I am glad to see everybody today. Brother, it is hot out here, man, and it's not even as hot as it's going to get. It's going to go up to 105 on Saturday, but it's about 98-ish right now, which is just miserable. Is it hot there for you? You're wearing a sweatshirt, man.
Nah, if anything, we might get one or two like heat wave days, I'd imagine, but otherwise I think we're creeping into fall now. I think we have our autumn season is kicking in now. Yeah.
Well, lucky you. New room tour. Yes, Gob, I will do that as soon as it's complete. What's behind me on that side over there is not looking good right now. But the rest, dude, you know what I mean? I was surprised. I thought I bought too many cases and I filled them bitches up real quick. And now I need to order another one. So, but yeah, dude, I'm liking it. I'm feeling it. I made, there's a little coffee table here to my left. And then I put 2 chairs in here. So it's going to be like a little sitting area. My kids are like, so what? You can sit in there and talk about toys? I'm like, yeah, in peace and quiet and comfort. Exactly what we're doing. Right under the AC vent. You got that right.
Man, you kind of sent me some pictures when you were setting it up the other day, and the
Mm,
other dudes will get this, but if you've never moved your toys, like you maybe
mm.
won't get this. Such a bizarre thing because even you mentioned with the cases, it's not even necessarily sometimes like you have enough shelf space or not enough shelf space. It's about strategically displaying, and at the same time,
Yes.
like even then, you still run out of room. But and then you're just trying to look over and think like, okay, well, how do I put these things here and have that and it actually becomes like you put things up and take them down and put them up and take them down. And then most of us are probably kind of OCD. So, for instance, I know you're probably bad for this, man. Like outside of indie toys, it already becomes things belong with the pictures of things they're of. So, for instance, Batman toys must be very close to all my Batman comic books, and my Batman DVDs and stuff must be very close to all my Batman. All my Star Wars must be touching in some way, right? And so the indie shells become very much that same thing. There's something kind of like, how do I get all this thing here?
Man, I, dude, and I think I was telling you, I think for the first 2 days, just total analysis paralysis, dude. Just like, how do I even begin to categorize this? And so I ended up going by maker mostly,
Mm.
which has worked out really good. And I noticed, dude, like I'm looking at Zimico's case right now in front of me, dude. I mean, there's Zimico pieces like this, and there's Zimico pieces like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's interesting, man. I like the way I'm liking the way it's laid out. And then other ones that I have are just kind of organized by size. And it's, you know, Hurt was telling me, he was like, well, you'll probably end up changing it anyways. And he's right. It'll be one of those things that changes just that changes all the time. But Titty Bean Toys, what is up, man? You want to see what 75 titties look like? Bam. There's about 75 titties in there. Bam.
What is it? Because I know Titty Bean's name actually comes from a Rick and Morty episode. I'm trying to think now. What's that? The Boob Planet? It's kind of jokes. 75 Titty Bean pieces. That is the Boob Planet.
There it is.
I've got to share this before I forget. Something that I feel like a lot of you guys would definitely be able to relate to happened this past week. That it was definitely rather comical to me. I was watching the Toys That Make Us, watching that Star Wars one, fucking great one, right? That show in general. If you guys haven't seen the Toys That Made Us, watch it. That show is so good, man, and so relatable. The amount of times I'm watching these guys and they're like relatable to you guys, it's insane. But anyways, as I'm watching it, it's getting to the end part, right? And they're talking about like the power of this toy line and how it moved people. And I'm sitting here and I shit you not, got the bong in hand, leg is just shaking. I can feel the tears just starting to build up as I'm listening to these toy makers talk about like building this toy scene. I'm like, don't cry, Crumbs. And I hear some sassy voice behind me on the couch just go, I feel like they put this part in here so that nerdy Star Wars fans would cry. And as they're saying that, I just turn around, and as they're saying it, I blink, and just tears just come running down my face. Shit you not, man. Got called out on the fact that part was put in there to make Star Wars nerds cry, and oh hell yes, it made us cry.
You're like, so anyways, yeah, it's a good show.
Fuck, man. I think the reason why it actually moves so much more is there's dudes in our scene now. I never like even the first time I saw it, my brain was going, "Whoa, this show, this is insane." I never knew that's how the toys were made. And now put in almost 4 or 5 years of chatting with these homies in this toy scene, man, and it really does, in my opinion, it puts a whole other spin on it, man. When you see those guys talking with excitement and passion and love and talking about like just the way that other people admired those works and how it like touched other
Mm.
people and like what that means to them to see those toys be played with even today. It's hard not to think of the homies and like the trials and tribulations that they go through, those ups and downs of being a creator, man, of being an artist, and like that same love just like exuding from them in everything they make. It's touching, man.
Yeah, man, it really is, dude. When you get into, especially seeing those guys and seeing kind of their story of how they got brought into toys and what it means to them, and then seeing like success on that level. And then I think it carries over into what we do too here, where you see that process, man, from beginning to end. And it's cool to see the finished project. Fletcher, what's up, dog? Fletcher just picked up a couple nice Skinner pieces he brought back from SoCal, some art pieces that are just beauties, man. Congrats on that. Yeah. Shit, man. There was something else I was gonna say there, and I can't remember what that was there, buddy.
Sorry, man. Is it because I cut you off with that stupid Toys That Made Us story? Or was it
No,
after that? Oh, okay, good.
I don't know at this point. I don't know. So I don't know. Let's just do a little. I'm gonna do a little update real quick. All right, just a little update real quick. Last time we talked about killer bootlegs and the big yada yada yada. Everybody knows about that, right? So sure enough, my package shows up the next day. Of course. And the glow in the dark figure, beautiful. Solid, man. Nice, clean. I've heard some people complain about the bubble being a little bit foggy. And I don't know if it's necessarily foggy. It's made that way. And what I know from collecting personally is that when you get a plastic case like that, that is UV protectant, it has that kind of foggy look to it. So I'm just assuming that's what it is. It does feel pretty thick. The other one that I got, the traditional PSK, scratch to hell. And I'm not afraid to say that because I've been seeing people post the exact same thing. So I don't know where along the line that went. You know, I don't know if it was at Scout Comics. I don't know if it was in shipping. I don't know where those came from. So anyways, the bubble's crushed. The card altogether is just kind of wonky-ish, if you would say. And so I hit Pete up and I was like, hey, man, just letting you know, dude, the glow in the dark is dope. The other one is not. And I'm just letting you know. And like a true gentleman, he said, I will send you another one. I declined because I think that's really defeating the purpose, especially in this case. I think if everything that we've heard is true, it would be tough to request a new figure for something like that. So I don't know. That's kind of where we stand with that. The other thing that I saw is, so they all came with these. These, it says, want more PSK, support the cause. Fuck Scout Comics, I will live forever, is what PSK is saying. And it says, join the cosmic cult. Well, then you scan that, and it says that that QR code does not exist, that it's been taken down. So, and I did see people post about that too. You know, Pete seemed a little bit surprised that all the stuff was going on. He's like, oh, I haven't seen anybody post. And I said, well, I can only assume that they're not tagging you or whatever in these posts, but I saw plenty. I mean, this week it was mostly in stories. That's it. Moving on.
I'm sorry to hear that anybody ended up maybe not getting what they were expecting from their toy. That's basically all for that. And then I'm going to say a really smart-ass thing really quickly because I'm a bit of a troll at heart. That's why I stopped buying commercial toys. You can't get a good product from commercial toys. Go buy indie toys.
You're right. You're right, dude. And
Sorry.
Pete said that, he goes, man, that's one of the problems with mass production. 100%, dude. I get it. Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
you're
being
right
a
there.
dick bag. I'm just being a dick bag. At the end of the day, I sincerely do feel bad for everybody involved in this process, man. There's been a lot of money lost. There's been a lot of time lost. There's been a lot of emotions about it for anybody who was a part of it. I'm just, at the end of the day, I'm just being a smart ass. I'm sorry for anybody who's lost some money in this or time in this. It's a piss off.
Yeah, and I don't think that, I don't know if anybody's really lost any money. It's just that when you wait for so long and you get that thing in return, and it's like, back to what I was saying about him saying that, mass production. I agree, dude. There's, probably goes through a lot more hands.
I bet Pete lost some money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
but I'm saying
right.
people have lost some money. I'm sure Pete lost some money in this.
Yeah, you're right. But then on the other hand, I've gotten mass produced stuff that I've bought online and it comes to me and it's fucking crisp.
Oh, I'm just being a cocksucker, dude. Yeah, I was
I
totally
know.
being a
I know. So here's what I was going to say earlier. Damn, thank you for stopping in, Barrio Boba. Barrio Boba, dude, thank you for that post earlier, man. I saw that he got his package from us that had a bunch of Barbarian Rage stuff in there from a giveaway that he had won a little while ago. But dude, thank you for that post, man. That was a legit post. I saw it just before we fired up the machine over here. So anyways, yeah, dude. Thank you for that. That was awesome. So, and you know what he said, dude? Yeah, well, the part that I was laughing about was when he said Colin must have not tuned at night or something like that. And yeah, that's how it goes.
That being said, the giveaway for this evening is so insane that I have started already putting the names in for that giveaway because it's gonna be that wild Recollection Toys R2D2 fucking piece. So I have started putting names in here already.
Yeah, dude. It's a doozy. We'll take a look at it. Don't want to drop it.
I didn't even really consider that, yeah. Kudos to you. You've been in charge of keeping that thing safe for the last fucking 2-3 weeks.
But this is legit the second time I opened it. The first time I opened it was on the show when we showed it the first time. There's the little for it.
He's something else, man.
Oh, dude, he really is. It's the only one doing that, as far as I know. Anyways, good luck to everybody on that one, man. We're also got another E2K gift card going out. That's
yes, cool. Of course.
Oh, hey. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right. Now I'm letting everybody know this was just kind of a tester. All right. Just kind of fucking around, ordering some shit, just kind of see what I can see, just seeing, what companies are about, stuff like that. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Going out in all packages.
I wonder
going out to people who I have their address, as a matter of fact, too.
Ooh.
A good old-fashioned, regular size envelope. How about that?
Oddly enough, man, it is kind of neat to me what a variety there are just from the time. 2 different colors from Zymaco, red and black from Dark Rainbow. These guys here, what is this shit?
Where did I have them made? So, man, I don't have the card in front of me, man. It's not a company. It was a graphics company that actually Hurt turned me on to that he uses for, they do a lot of stuff, man. They do tattoo stuff and they have a graphics portion too. So, I mean, honestly, they were a little bit on the higher end of stickers as far as pricing goes, but that just could be because they're a smaller company, but I mean, they're nice stickers. They look good. So we'll have more, eventually, but that was a good little test. I think I got 100 of each, so those will go out. Yes.
I mean, stickers are dope, but I'm just seeing here, I could get customized rolling papers. So maybe like you do stickers, I'll do rolling papers. I'll send you some rolling paper.
Wow. That would be something. Oh, Mr. Ordinary says standard postage rates apply. Thank you, Ed, for you and your gang out there delivering these things left and right.
I do feel kind of bad, man, once we found out, because, during COVID especially, there were a lot of toys flying around that globe, man. Once you find out that somebody you personally know is, stuck fucking foot in those packages everywhere, you're like, ooh, sorry, dog. Same as, now knowing Pocket Salsa is doing some work for, I don't want to mention it in case, but they deliver packages. And I'm sure there's times he's kind of like, You toy boys and the amount of bullshit you're sending everywhere.
Dude, so here's a funny story, right? So one story is when I first moved into the house. I've lived in this house now for about 12 years, and when I first moved in, I had a different job, and I was working with a guy that was super cool, and he ended up just kind of disappearing, and I didn't know I didn't know what he was doing. He ended up, it was that his wife was pregnant, and he ended up taking some time off, and he found a new job. Well, it turns out he was a mailman, and not only was a mailman, he was my mailman. So I'm out, I went for the mailman one day, and I opened the door, and there he is, dude, and we had like this big reunited moment. Anyways, and then for FedEx, dude, like delivering packages, like you said. So I just got another one of these cabinets delivered, dude, and it weighs 200 pounds. And the look on this poor bastard's face when he was bringing it up to my door, scrawny dude, right? Just a little tiny guy, was struggling. He had a dolly, bro. And so I see him coming up on the camera, and I start walking out there. He's like, I got it. Bro, it's hot as balls outside, right? And this kid is he's struggling, young kid. And I said, man, let me help you out. He's like, I got it. We're not supposed to let people help. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, well, just do whatever you got to do. Just get your dolly out from underneath there. So I just kind of bear hugged it and took it in the house. But those poor guys, they probably looked at that package all day and were just like, this motherfucker, who orders something like that online through FedEx, I don't know, Amazon Prime, free shipping. What can I say? Work it out with them.
Oh, Dre says, dude, the like buttons, I do appreciate that, but they're not for us. That's the lucky like button, man. That's for you guys to potentially win the porcelain piece by Recollection Toys.
Ed says, fuck Prime Day. That's all I'm saying. And dude, I thought about that, man. Like the amount of packages. I'm not shitting you, dude. This has happened to me twice now. One time I was going up to Sacramento with Hurt, and the amount of fucking Amazon trucks that we saw pass us, we started counting, and I'm sure a shitload had passed us already. Now it's only about, I don't know, 30, 40 miles. We saw 40 something trucks from the time we started going up there, just Amazon trucks. And then there's a route that I do for work. I go from Vacaville, I go up through Napa, Sonoma, into Santa Rosa. And same thing, dude. There's days where there will just be a line of Amazon trucks headed in the same direction, dude. I'm talking like 10, 15, 20 at a time. Dude. Amazon's slanging them.
Worst round ever. That's too many, homie. Unless you're like handing them out as like gifts at random events, that's too many, man. What are you gonna do with that many? What you doing with that many? Hey, Pocket Salsa is chilling in the chat. One of the first to say they'd like to show off their collection. I think we've only had like one or two other people come in and say they'd like to show off their collection.
Yeah.
Want me to pull them in, or you got any news or anything you want to lay out on the floor before we do?
No. I'm ready to rock, man. Let's do it. Pocket Salsa.
Pocket Salsa. Fuck, man. Pocket Salsa's got quite the collection as well.
That is true.
He's quiet about it. He's got some
also
really nice gems.
I think a lot of people are quiet about their collections, to be honest, dude. Pocket Salsa, what is up, my dude?
Yeah, there we go.
Love that shirt, man. Is that one of yours? Did you make that?
Oh,
Kilo Flow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Kilo Flow shirt?
Just came in the mail today.
Wow, nice.
Dude, white always looks so fresh, but dangerous, homie. Dangerous.
Yeah. Not pouring anything tonight. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm so
long week, man.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's about halfway over. But I drive 600 miles a day.
600 miles a day?
So I've done 1,800 this week.
Bro, I'm at like 1,000, dude, and I thought I was the most drivingest person ever. That's crazy, man. That's a crazy, dude. For me, that's like driving down to Disneyland and back every single day. That's fucking insane, bro.
Man, it's fun though. They pay me to do it. FedEx pays me to do it. They don't, however, pay me to hit potholes. So thing you ordered, if I was driving it, oh man, today it would have been fucked. Yeah,
Dude, that's what I was saying. It kept on getting delayed, and I'm thinking they're probably kicking this thing around the warehouse, being like, "This fucking guy, he can wait. It's too heavy. He can wait."
well, here's the thing: like inside the warehouse, like there's these giant roller things that come from like wherever, and like nobody has to carry that thing to the truck. That rolls, then they move the thing into the truck, and it rolls right into the truck.
Nice.
Sucks is someone has to pull it out of the truck.
Right. That was this kid. This kid was not digging it.
If I was that kid, I'd have left it on the sidewalk and then just hit your window and been like, "Yo, come get this shit, you asshole."
Dude, the last one, they did that. They left it under my son's car in the driveway. I was like, what the fuck? They totally gave up. Bro, I don't want to get off topic too much, dude, but I saw a clip of Rushman in college playing football, like tackling Christian McCaffrey. That was crazy. Yes. Look that up. Where did he go to college?
That up.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. I didn't know he even played football. Anyways, what's up, dude? You got some collection to show us?
I do. I honestly, like, I sent Crumb some links to some of it.
Oh, I pulled them up. I pulled them up in case.
Like, people can still see it. Fuck it. I'll just start with the resin blood stuff. Like, and the reason I wanted to pull up
ooh
all stuff. There's so many different versions of it. There's like the 5-inch.
Is that one there, the Rotocast one?
Yeah, this is the Rotocast one.
Hell yeah.
And,
solid paint job.
Dude, that is sick.
I painted this one.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Beauty.
When it came in the mail, my mail carrier is kind of not as cool as yours, and not as cool as Colin. And he broke it, I guess, or someone broke it along the way here. So the leg was hanging off. And so I put it back together. The paint was all scuffed up and messed up. So I was like, I asked him if I could paint it. He said, "Yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's yours now." So that's.
Yeah, I gotta ask though, what did that feel like when you popped that open and you saw the mail or whatever in transit? It had gotten fucked like that, man.
It didn't feel good, but like, I deliver things for a living, and like, shit happens. Like, I have another piece here that was kind of a similar situation that I got from China, and like there was just no way it fell over and the box looked like that after it fell over. Someone like had to have stomped on it, sort of deal. Like, but with the resin blood thing, it was like, it was a combination of like just getting knocked all around a truck, maybe dropped a few times, things like that. Like nothing crazy.
And out of curiosity, like how many days did it basically take you to be like cool to then clean it up, fix it up, start painting it? Like are you attached enough that like you just hop right into it, or was it like a couple days you were like fuck that thing for a second?
I fixed it like 30 seconds after. Like I went to town fixing it like 30 seconds after I opened the box. It was like I had no part of me thought like, let me hit up Eddie and see if he'll send me another one. I was like, I can fix this. Like I make toys. Like I see what he did here. Like I can fix this. Like so I'll just fix it. I can see how some people like call and be like, "Yo, this got fucked up in shipping. Do you mind?" I was like, I'm not gonna make him. I'm not even gonna ask him to send me something new. Like
I'll admit, I probably wouldn't say shit to the maker, but I would cry about it for a quick second. I'd have a little internal tantrum for like a day.
Was a little upset because it had this like orange and red like overbrush, like airbrush spray on it that was really cool. And like I don't have a airbrush, or I didn't at the time. I do now. So I couldn't do that. So I had to go get a brush and paint this like crisp lines all the way around. That took most of my time. That took a while.
You
That
killed it,
looks
man.
good, man. Yeah, it looks great.
I love that piece, and I love every iteration of it. And I was able to get
Yes.
the carded version, which I honestly, until I was just looking through their website, had no idea that this existed.
And that's the resin. You grabbed the one from E2K or?
Yeah, E2K, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
That was the first one, I believe, and then came the other ones. Yeah.
Really excited that there was one left because he had posted like a week prior. It's like, oh, his new website, and it had one on there, and it said this is. And I went to get it, and it was sold. I was like, oh, son, this have. And like a week and a half later, E2K, like just searching through it, had it up there, and I was like, oh, I'm snagging that right away. I can't miss out on that.
E2K, give them a look.
That's what's up, man.
Speaking of killer bootlegs and collections, I do have 2014 the Count Draco. A friend of mine gave this to me just hanging out at his tattoo shop, and I was like, yeah.
Is that one of the golden bootlegs? Like almost like one of the stretched out rubbery looking guys?
Almost.
What's the scale on that?
Oh, 3 3/4.
Okay. Man, it looks taller. Maybe it's just because of the bubble.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I thought it was maybe one of the golden bootlegs where they're like elongated.
Yeah.
Well, his little like lightsaber-ish thing down there actually retracts into his hand. You can hold it from the. So that was, I don't know. I like that thing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. We like never see the telescopic sabers anymore.
Yeah.
I got that just just being friends with someone, and I don't really want this anymore. Do you want it? And I was like, not turning that down.
Must be nice to know friends.
Folklore had a question: is the card small? I think that's smaller than like a 6x9, right?
That's much smaller. It's 5 inches maybe by like 3.5.
Calico Chris actually is mentioning it. That's the OG. So B, that might even be why it looks elongated. Is if that's pre Super 7, that's like Kit Bash version.
Oh yeah,
of course it's going to be elongated and
definitely pre Super 7 on that. Yeah, for sure.
Super 7. That thing is like there's nothing about that that's like from a plant at somewhere, like that's all like by hand. It's super awesome. I love that.
That's dope, man.
But yeah. What else did I bring up to you, Grums? I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Like I'm
Dude, no apology necessary whatsoever. So you had shown us the 3.75 resin speed skull. You'd also shown us the resin rotocasted. I'm assuming you've got one of the vinyl bad boys sitting there.
And I feel remember how I came about this. I know he sent it to me, but I honestly don't remember paying him for it.
Well, because I'll be honest, I'm looking at that one and I'm thinking to myself, that's weird. He straight up said he was going to do them all with capes because he didn't want to have to do this whole who wants capes, who doesn't. So I'm wondering, that might have been just like maybe something that he loves you and wanted to show you.
I think that's kind of what it is. He was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna send this," and I was like, oh, "Okay, hell yeah," because now like I literally have one of all of them. But I've been looking at it, and the more I look at it, I have some other smaller Safubi pieces that I think the joints would fit in with these. So
fuck yeah, man!
I want to mash them up. Like I want to order another speed skull that I won't touch, and then like kind of have fun with that one. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of resin like around. Like I have resin, but I like.
Do you have that She-Ra kicking around? You mentioned that you had the Beelzebeth 666 piece as well. I'd love to see one of those in hands.
Yes.
Oh shit, that thing's huge.
It's giant. They're not small. It's, I mean, immaculately painted. And the real reason I wanted this was
We just saw it. It's all right. We just saw it.
as Jazz Wizard. You will never get this.
Nice. Is that resin, man? I missed that part.
Oh, it's soft vinyl. It's
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. And by who?
Beelzebeth.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're a hard account to find, actually. I'll post the link for them because it doesn't come up right away.
Yeah, and a lot of the times her Shidora gets attributed to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like but we were introduced through like a Discord, and we would get on like a live chat together, and like her and I would just sit and talk, and like she would be sculpting things and I'll work on something I'm working on. We'll just talk about toys and art. And that's the main reason I really wanted this piece was you know, I have like an open dialogue with her, but I don't have any of her work. And every time I was like, where can I get one? She was like, I actually don't have any right now, but I will soon, but I'm going to take them to 5 points and I don't want to sell too many beforehand. I want to see how I do there. So I had to send someone to 5 points to pick it up for me.
I'm glad you got one though, man.
I have toyed around with the idea of making a mold of it and casting it, but I was going to ask her first because it's not like I'm bootlegging something from a store or like from a company. It's, you know, it's a person that you know, hand sculpted that. I watched her sculpt a lot of things, and I don't want to just make a mold of her work and hand them out to people, because that's probably what I would do. I wouldn't even charge for it because I didn't make it. I would just hand them out. Yeah.
That's a tough one. Even if they do say yes, please, please, please keep in mind, do not put that thing in a mold in a pressure pot, because I bet you the PSI will crush that vinyl so fucking fast.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't when I pour my silicone, I don't pour it and then put it in a pressure pot. I have a degasser, so I just degas my silicone and then pour it that way. My pressure pot exploded.
Yeah, you had mentioned that actually. Fucking left a dent in your old ceiling, man. How'd that happen?
I honestly don't know. It's a defect of the pressure pot for sure. Like the arms on it just weren't up to code, I guess. But speaking of asking someone if I could make a mold of their work and cast it, I did ask Basement Puke if I could make a mold of Derek and make resin Derek's, and he said, "Go for it, man. Absolutely."
Oh, dope.
I'll probably do that too at some point in time. And again, like I think he charges like $15 for the Sofubi version, so I would feel real bad charging any more than like $8 for like the resin version.
Dude, real quick, man. So you sent me a Derek. I'm about to grab it real quick because I think I know where it's at. Did you paint that?
Oh no, that's painted by Triple Bummer.
Okay, let me grab it real quick.
And I wanted to send this one. I was going to fill it with old pieces of sandwich and pictures of me eating sandwiches for crumbs. But I didn't do.
That might be one of the grossest things I've ever heard, man.
It's a Derek.
So this one's sick, dude. And I'm sorry, you said this was painted by Triple Bummer?
Yeah, painted by Triple Bummer. Yep.
Dude, thank you for that, man. That's so sick.
Yeah, it's a beauty, man.
That is awesome.
I meant to send this one for crumbs, but I couldn't figure out where I put it. It was in with everything, and I couldn't find it. So I was like, oh well, I got to get it out. So I just sent the painted one for him instead.
They're so dope, dude. And like you said, $15.
Yeah, $15. But like
That's crazy.
live outside of the United States, like Crumbs or anyone else, like $15 turns into like 45 real fast.
Yeah, straight up.
It's actually insane, man. And I was actually even talking to somebody about that the other day because it sucks even bringing that up though, because the reality of the situation is that if the maker charges 15 and it's 50 for me, it's not as though the maker just received $50. They only received the 15 still, and like my brain knows that to sort of bitch about it almost just even feels dirty. It's like it's no one's fault. It just is what it is, right? Like fuck Canada.
Say Canada's fault.
If we didn't suck so bad, then your dollar wouldn't be 10 times ours. That's all.
Stormico Station's got a good question, man, and I think it would probably even open up some discussion for anybody who's making things. But he says, question for Salsa: what's the best way to ask someone's permission like that? Do you typically already know who you bootleg from, or ask sort of strangers as well? So that brings up a good question, man. So do you know Basement Puke like on a one-on-one level, or just as?
Not really. I first off, I've bought a few things. Like I've bought Sherlindon. I bought Rad and Tad. These guys.
Yes.
And I bought 2 Derek's, other things. So like he knows that. I've sent pictures of the things I bought from him for him to see. Like I'm stoked on it, and like I think it becomes easier to ask someone if you can do that if they know you've given them your money in the past. That always makes it easier. But also, I don't think you really should have to ask. Like in reality, like if bootlegging is your thing, if you got permission, it's not really a bootleg, right? Like
True.
I would ask for permission from Basement Puke or Beelzebeth is because they make soft vinyl and Sofubi stuff. They don't make bootleg. So like they're not really involved in that side. And because I like who they are as people and as artists, and they're not a huge company, like they're like Basement Puke's a teacher. Like he teaches kids, like he's not making a ton of money off toys. He just does it for fun, and he prices things at $15 on purpose. Like he could charge more, and he knows it, but he wants people to have an affordable toy. So yeah, I'll ask him for permission, because like he's not gouging anybody for anything. But like if someone makes something, and this goes back to that, oh, that guy made a Beastie Boy thing, like fuck permission. Like that other guy that's bootlegging didn't need permission to steal an idea that wasn't inherently yours in the fucking first place. So yeah, I don't believe that anything is sacred really, but I do believe in respect for people you either know or have an affinity for. So like I'll go out on record and say right now, if I ever make anything and someone wants to take it and do the same, they could copy it exactly and sell it. Good, do it. Because like whatever, I'm just here to have fun. Like I don't know. I don't believe in asking permission. So don't ask permission. Like unless someone you know, don't ask permission. Just do it. Like what are they gonna do?
So like I almost have to like hop in on here, because what's funny about everything you're saying is realistically, if we go into like the culture of Sofubi and soft vinyl, there's actually a lot of pieces that are referred to as like pachi pieces. And pachi is basically like the slang for bootleg. But basically, pachi is a sound that it's made when you actually clap your hands. And it's actually basically supposed to mean like celebrating, right? Like celebration. So it's funny how in the West we get this like really dirty idea of almost kind of like anti-capitalism, where it's like to bootleg comes from kind of like ripping off CDs, ripping off vinyls, like taking from a big corporation that would have been making money off of this thing. But the reality is, if we look actually over at out of Western culture, a lot of times it's actually a celebration saying, I'm not even gonna bother trying to sculpt my own. Yours is so good that I'm just gonna try and copy yours because it's that amazing that to try and make it of my own would be ridiculous. Yours is the one I want to copy. And so it's kind of funny, man. It should be a celebration of you saying yours is so good. I want to see it in more colors. I want to see it in more hands. I want more people to know about your amazing sculpt and how good you were at making it.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if you're going to give credit like that to the whoever originated it, like they really shouldn't be upset. Like they should be happy. Like I'd be happy. But I have a ton, and they're in a box somewhere, a ton of like Hachi Ultramans, ton of them. Love those things. Ultraman is the coolest thing on the planet. I missed celebrating Ultraman Day because I was driving 600 miles. I also can't see the chat to save my life right now. So
fair, man. Admittedly, a lot of people are kind of in that same mindset as you. Like, what are the rules, etiquette? You know, rip
rules.
it. I think we're all in that same boat that like we just don't want to be a dick. I don't think any of us want to actually hurt anybody and make anybody feel uncomfortable. And I think honestly the reality is if you ask to rip off somebody's sculpt, you could always offer them a intellectual property like sculptor's fee, right? Like you could even say to them like, "Hey man, you originally made this piece, you cast it in vinyl. I get you might be ticked off that I'm now casting it in resin. What can I pay you out for right now to basically say you don't care anymore if I just cast this?"
Yeah. You could do that. I wouldn't. But I'm also when I cast things and bootleg things, or if I make a mold of someone else's work, which I've done, most of the time I'm not going to sell it. I'll probably give it away. I do it usually when I can't afford to buy 10 of something. If I can buy one and then make a bunch of copies of it for myself so that I have 10 of them, that's usually the reason I do it. But also, if you're bootlegging something or copying someone else's thing specifically to hurt them, then there's a problem. If you're not doing it for fun, there's a problem. That's the only rule.
110.
Yeah.
If I were to take something Resin Blood did and then out of spite, like make a copy of it and like put it in on a card back that was making fun of him or the work or something, then yeah, there's a problem. But if I'm not, if I'm making a copy of something, who made it, and I'm doing it for fun and I'm doing it out of love, and that's that's why I did that, the bootlegger thing. That's why when I did it goes to them, and I only make 10 of them. 10, that's it. That way I get to make something cool and I get to bootleg someone else's work that I really like, but nobody feels like you're going to take this too far. No, like they know that there's only 10. They know that they now have the mold, and in some cases the original toy, depending on whether or not that toy went to my nephew or to them. So
you know what's funny too, man, is just from what I've seen, dude, usually when like there's some uproar about who did what, it usually only comes from the artist, man. Like I don't see too many fans or collectors out there raising their hand and being like, "Hey, wait a minute, time out." Like for me personally, dude, like I'll buy every fucking MC88 that's ever made if they start coming out, and they're especially if they're made by the homies, you know what I mean? Then like, why wouldn't you want that? They're all different. They're all going to be different. You know, it's not like you guys are all passing around the same mold or using the same parts or drawing the same picture or whatever you want to do, doing the same backer. It's all different.
Well, some of that's really hard. Like if you're able to take some of those alter Toyz pieces and bootleg them, like at that point, if you're good enough to just take his piece and make a copy of it, then you're also good enough to make dope shit on your own. Like,
yeah, it's a good point, man. It's a good point.
I don't know. I don't have any alter toy pieces. I would really like to show one off right now, but that's one thing that's not in my collection.
You know what is though? You mentioned you had a soulless. piece over that you would want to show off?
I do.
Damn.
Mm.
He's got some, you know.
Yeah.
He's about 6.5 inches tall.
Resin?
No, he's vinyl.
Man,
I
sick.
did with vinyl stuff. Resin stuff came second,
Mm.
but yeah. And he was pretty cheap. I think he was only like he's from Virginia. He's fun to talk to about this. It came with an alternate dog head, but I don't have it. Like I have to get like a heat gun and all that stuff to pull the head off. Like it's the one thing that I hate about energy.
It's dope, man. I dig that.
That's a really sharp skull, man. Good colorway on that one too.
Yeah, nice. The red and black. Hell yeah, dude. Red and black is always sick.
I did that. I was like, can I have a black body with like red arms, red head? And I don't know if he ever saw the message, but he sent me that anyways. So hopefully that's why. I do also have, and this is the one I got in the package was just mangled.
What? Yeah, man, that is sick.
The toy came out perfect. The cape on it is perfect. Like the pitchfork, nothing inside broke, but the package from China was just destroyed.
Wow.
This guy's Anzi Tattooer or Anzi Toys, and I didn't think I would get this. It's one of those lottery situations where you're like, I'll put my name in, but I highly doubt I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was on the hook for it, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. How much?
A lot.
Damn it, bro. I was in that same position with that vinyl piece that I won. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I won. But I'm like, damn. All right.
Did I win though? Did I?
I've always been terrified of the quote unquote lotteries. What kind of a lottery is that?
Yeah.
Congratulations, yeah. You owe me $300. Fuck.
Yeah. Thank you for choosing me. Here's your bill. It's due like right now, by the way.
Yeah, I entered it, and before they would accept my entry, they had me take a picture of my entire collection of toys, like, because they wanted to see where it was going. They wanted to make sure I wasn't like gonna resell it, or like that I wasn't gonna try and sell it for 3 times as much as I bought it. Like,
that's interesting.
I thought that was a cool way to do it. I don't know how many they had or how many entries they did, but
that's some like elite shit. We're gonna need a picture of your dick, your ID in your collection room, please.
Yeah. I was like,
oh man.
First thing I wanted to buy. Do I just take a picture of an empty shelf? Like,
wow.
Just take a picture of an indestructible box with bubble wrap already just laid out, ready to go for it. What you got there, Pendragon?
Do have a Pendragon piece, which I don't know how well it shows.
Dude, that son of a dude.
I love it.
That is so that was in that is that a 1 of 1?
I don't know if it's 1 of 1. It might be. I didn't check. All I saw was he posted it. Like, yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, there was only 2 available.
Was that recently?
February 13th.
Yeah.
Beginning of the year. Yep.
Yeah, dude. Oh, now, did he have what was that he had done a post where he said just kind of name your price? Like, what would you buy this for? Was that one?
No, when I messaged him about, I also messaged him about 2 of his other pieces. Put a price tag on all of it right then and there.
Nice.
Curiosity, is that backer feel hollow? Is it a 3D printed hollow infill?
I don't think so. I think this is casted.
Jesus.
It's casted because, like, on the bottom you can see where he cut the portion.
Oh shit! The sprue mark.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Ooh.
And it's really impressive. And the thing I like the most about it is like, I don't know if it'll show up, but like it says kill the rich down on the bottom. Like it's clear and legible. On the back, there's like fuck humans, I fucking hate people. There's a little drawing of a dick up here. Like all the tiny little details that make this like that you probably can't see me showing to you now or in the photos. Like there's just so much, like every time I look at it, there's more and more weird stuff that pops out to me.
Mm.
And we
That's
all
sick.
kind of joked about it in the chat earlier, but like real talk for a moment. Like, how tall are you? How big of a man are you? Because that thing literally looks like a fucking candy bar in your hands.
Oh, this? I'm not that big. I'm not that big. I'm 5'8".
So the piece is like a 3.75. Background there's probably what, like 5 inches by 6 inches.
Have big hands, like, but I'm, whatever.
Well, it makes the piece look a little tiny. I'll be honest. I feel as though if I was holding it, I'd be holding it out here.
Yeah, I have to do that all the time. Oh yeah, when I can find it. Moving on. I think people will probably enjoy this.
Yo, I don't know what that is though. Is that some kind of Bowser vinyl?
Yeah. It's Mecha Kubala by Bid Toys, and it's big. And they did, yeah, obviously it's after Mecha Godzilla, but it's Bowser. They did him. They did Ghidorah as Yoshi, three-headed Yoshi. That shit is the tits. It's awesome. Love this thing.
That is sick, dude.
The little lines on the back that look like actual welding lines in between the plates on the shell. Love that. And for being such a big piece, it's only $60. Like cheap.
Wow.
So they've got
Who made that again?
Bid Toys, BIDTOYS.
Bid Toys. Okay.
And then yeah, I did have something to show off, mostly just to crumbs. I got it.
Yeah, the Clutter magazine, fucking Angry Beast piece, man. But okay, so while you're on there though, I feel I'm not as angry because my check this shit out tonight is actually this guy here.
Hell yeah.
So you ended up getting the dope ass resin neck one, but there was one.
So I gotta be honest, like I'm gonna send that at some point to send to you. Like I bought it to upset you, but like I bought it for you. I bought it for you. Let's be honest. Like I like it, but I knew that when you saw it here, you'd be like, "Oh fuck you, bud!" Like, oh, and that's all the enjoyment I needed out of that toy. So it'll eventually, when I get sick of looking at it, which may take like months, I'll mail it to B.
We'll chat, man. You let me know. We'll chat about that. Oh fuck! What the hell is that thing? You have a lot more than you told me you were gonna show up.
Yeah, I started pulling stuff down. Like, got me a Grody Shogun ape.
Nice.
I'm gonna get up real quick and grab something because I know everyone's talked about it on the show before, but
Oh fuck! So now it's gonna be one of those things. If you've all talked about it, check out this thing I have that you all want.
But like we talk about Strafe's figures.
Yes.
Right? Like they may as well be two completely. I know it's the same toy, but like the variation on them is so vast, and the pores are so different and good. that no matter how many you buy, it's like getting a toy you've never seen before every time. Like, I don't know. I really enjoy these, and I wish I had more money because I would just spend all my money on straight divers, honestly. And then,
You're right, dude.
man, like the head on the toxic diver, the way he painted that face up so well,
Mm-hmm.
but the eyes are really good. Everything's really good on this,
Mm.
and I didn't want to leave that out. I've got a ton of things to show, but I think I'm a little sleep drunk.
All good, man.
And then the toy that got me back into collecting toys while I was in Thailand was this. I saw this on a shelf at some like little corner market like in Bangkok, and I was like, oh man, I need that. So I grabbed this, and then from there, I used to collect toys forever ago, and then they're like kind of along the same lines as like Fletch's like tragedy with stuff or whatever and losing his collection. I lost all of my collection to some dumb shit, and I stopped collecting toys. And then last year went to Bangkok, saw that toy. I was like, oh man, I remember when I used to collect like weird little toys, and why did I stop doing that? Oh yeah, because a fire ruined my whole collection. I was like, yeah, so I spent so much time being like heartbroken over losing all those toys. And then one little thing brought it all back. So toys.
I
Yeah.
love how it's like a little bootleg, like chibi figure as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a bunch of them. I don't know if you guys know who Shin Chan is.
Yeah, man, and even that looks like a bootleg version of it though. Like those little black stands are usually like the AliExpress ones.
That's pretty much like all right, so there's this place, if you're ever in Thailand, there's toys everywhere, but in Bangkok there's a place called Mega Plaza. It's a 6-story mall, and the whole mall is full of nothing but toy stores from top to bottom, all 6 stories. And they've got, I mean, everything in there. Like I saw resin stuff in there, Safubi, and like bootleg stuff. I saw like I saw an action blaster pistol, and I should have bought it because it was Han Solo's pistol from Star Wars, but it was in this weird that action blaster pistol. Yeah, oh man, and cheap too. Like what we're paying on eBay, like $150 for like bootlegs over there is like, I don't know, $6. Like if you have a suitcase big enough to bring it back, you got it. It's yours. All right.
So now I'm curious though. Yeah, you got to show us one more toy. I need to know what the grail item is in your collection. There has to be like an item that you would never part with for any amount of money. I got to see that piece.
If I'm being honest, I won't part with any of my toys.
That's pretty fair. I think that's most of us collectors.
But yeah, it would have to be this guy. Yeah. One of my, I'm gonna lose you because my phone's on 1%, but it's this guy for sure.
That's a beast.
For my birthday, and I don't know. I've known that dude for like 30 years, and I don't know. This encapsulates our friendship perfectly.
That's
yeah.
sick.
That's a gorgeous piece, man. Thanks for coming in, dude. Try to have a good rest of the night. Get some rest. Fuck. Peace. Oh, he was coming in at it. We got it. That was a beautiful piece, man. What a lovely guy. Coming in all exhausted like that, anyways.
Dude, crazy vinyl pieces, dude. That's, I mean, like, I don't know any of those people. Well, I've heard of some of those people before, but on the most part, dude, I'm just so out of touch with vinyl. But god dang, dude. And see, you see pieces like that, and you're just like, well, no shit, why people pay what they do for those pieces. You know what I
Yes
mean?
and
They're
no.
just, oh, go ahead.
We talk about this all the time. Nobody can ever tell an artist what to charge for their pieces, but vinyl, I will personally admit, vinyl is one of those worlds for me. For me personally, good fucking luck charging an arm and a leg for vinyl. You know what I mean? Because the reality is, man, is that some of those pieces that he was even showing there, even he said, big, chonky boy, beautiful paint app, $65. So when I know
Yeah.
out there that sometimes there's these pieces that are just gorgeous with insane paint apps, and I know that they've actually seen like the Garden State Kaiju piece, right? Even that one, very low in price range. That piece was sculpted by Stephen Geddes. It then went to Mark Ultra. It then got pulled by Mile High Safubi, and they go for like $35. And they're painted by Neil Ewing. So they've literally seen like 5 hands, and they're only like $35. So that's where
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, when I see a vinyl and we talked about this privately the one day, if I see a vinyl going for like $500, the only way I could even begin to fathom in my brain would be it's a sculptor that I really, really admire of a piece that speaks to me, and that I need one of their pieces. And the exclusivity of it has been so drastic so far that when I finally see one appear on the market, hopefully painted by somebody that I actually really give a fuck about, I cannot not get it.
Yeah. But they sell.
And they do. And that's why things are worth what somebody's willing to pay.
100%.
Not down to
100%.
pay 60, 65 for certain vinyls when I know
Right.
usually the cost of vinyl. And
Right.
unfortunately for me, when I'm sitting there and I'm analyzing the price of that person's vinyl, I know generally what it costs to get a mold made and how many pulls it costs to get like their first run. I know in the vinyl game, you're not really supposed to basically try and make back your entirety of your investment on that first drop of your vinyl. You're normally supposed to run that vinyl a couple times. Do whatever you want. You're yourself. You're your own person. You're an entrepreneur running your business. But if you somehow hope to make back your initial 5 to 7K off that first run of figures, you're out of damn mind.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That's
bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
It's crazy, man. And I think that's, a lot of it too. What you said is when you can get, like maybe the production numbers are so low, but you really like this maker and you really like this paint app. Mad Monk is one that I keep thinking of, dude. And that stuff is, dude, me and Fletch have talked about this dude before, and it is freaking like those pieces are sick, dude. And they're expensive and they sell out like hotcakes every time. And I don't know. And then, like you said, dude, we see other stuff. Like I think over the last week or so, right? We saw a couple people selling vinyl at drastically reduced prices, dude. Monster sized pieces, right?
So put this in perspective. If Last Resort Toyz is somebody who sculpts all those pieces, he normally charges about 80, 85 for an 8.5 sculpt in vinyl. And then he did a sale recently where he did 40% off. So they were going for about $51. If this individual is not out of their mind and they were still keeping a small profit margin on those pieces, well, shucks, dude, how do you take off 40% and still have a profit margin? What's your normal profit margin? As a buyer, that doesn't feel pretty awesome when you're sitting there going like, well, okay, you've got a 60% markup on your product.
Yeah.
You better really want it.
Yeah. Man, dude, you know what? I think that there's really a varying degree of, like yourself as a buyer, right? Yourself as a buyer, you know a lot of shit, dude. A lot of stuff that I would say the majority of people don't know. So that's one thing that's very cool about you and how you break down toys is you can talk about pricing and you can talk about production runs and stuff like that because you know it. Um, and I just think there's a lot of people who don't know that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like the way that you think about buying toys, or not toys, but like just say it, just in this conversation that we're having now about vinyl, when you're saying, you know, you're trying to make your money back, there's other, I think the people that are paying, you know, a lot of money for this stuff, they just don't think that way. You know what I mean? And I think there's a good number of people that do think that way. But I think the majority probably don't. They're just like, oh my God, that's a dope piece by whoever, and I gotta have it. I'm gonna pay, like you said, dude, 3, 4, 5.
Well, and Fletcher just kind of pointed on it, right? Like in any real business, you charge at least 3 times. Yes, you're absolutely right. If anything, the beginning profit margin that almost everybody should start at is 30%. That's just like common sense, right? That's like business rule 101. But the reality is that you also have to look at your market. You have to look at what you're currently offering your customers. You need to look at the current market and understand if at the current rates that you can do something, if you'll be able to be competitive against the other people in the market. So the issue is, and we've talked about this one a lot of times, if there's one artist out there who can actually be able to get, let's say, 35 pulls from a mold, then technically their average rate they could charge per figure is going to be a lot less than somebody says, I have to charge $80 per figure because I was only able to get 7 successful pulls before my mold pooched. And all of a sudden we're sitting there going, so wait a minute, how many miscasts did you get? How many failures did you have that we're now paying back so that you can replenish your entirety of materials on just one drop? And then the issue is that then disrupts the market, because if somebody is now saying I have to charge 80 for some really rough bubbly casts that unfortunately I have to charge that because I only got 7 pulls, the guy who can currently get 35 pulls and is saying, I'm happy to charge 40 because the profit margins are fine, there's no chance in hell he's going to charge 40 anymore if 80 is what is going on the market for that, right? The reality is if that guy who's sitting there with 80 with a bunch of bubbly pieces is wondering why I'm not selling, it might be that unfortunately it's not competitive with the other stuff on the market. Like the reality is that there are people out there that you're paying for the experience right now, not the materials. And if I personally have to choose where I'm going to throw that money, I'm happy to pay the same amount to somebody who's experienced versus paying for somebody to learn. Unfortunately, I only have so many funds to go around. I love pieces. We've talked about how like there's even pieces that we love that like in other people's eyes might not be amazing pieces, but like there's only so much I can spend on certain things, and I'm going to choose which one speaks volumes to me based on the quality to price ratio, and sometimes that's also in reflection to what else is on the market.
Yeah, and it's like we always talk about, man, it's, you know, people buy for different reasons, and it's, you know, everything is subjective. You know, and a lot of that depends on people's taste too. No Pocket Salsa, you did not come across as real weird, just a little weird, not real weird. So don't worry about that.
Zyma, man, like I do get what you're saying as well, but I would also say that you're in another category. There's very few makers that I know, such as yourself, where basically their favorite medium is seemingly resin. So it's not even so much as though like you're making in hopes of making back. It's like you couldn't stop making if you wanted to. You are obsessed with it, man. You enjoy it. And in my opinion, that is somebody who is a true artist, a true creative, somebody who is so passionate about what they're making, they couldn't stop if they even wanted to. And so like I know there's a couple artists in this scene that they've said resin is their favorite medium. There's other artists in this scene that they could probably go a year without resin and it wouldn't even bother them because it's not their favorite medium.
Yeah. Speaking of resin, he did show a couple Strafe 7 pieces. And he was right, man, about those divers, the variation in those things. That's one thing that I noticed when I was putting together one of these cases over here with all the divers, dude, is the variation. They are all completely different from each other. And that one, you know, I think at the time I had started collecting that particular figure, there had already been a bunch of those out. And so those have been going on for a while. And what up, Strafe, if you're watching, he is out in the great state of Texas, hanging out there doing some work. So safe travels, my friend. Moving on. What you want to do, brother?
Why don't you pop a box? Why don't we get a nice little change of flow for a second here?
Yeah. Dude, so let's just stay on this. So Pocket Salsa showed some derricks, right? And I showed that one that he sent me when the Derricks came around. Plus, dude, super appreciate his story about basement puke and kind of what he does and how he wanted these toys to be affordable. Because Mecha Ducky, we don't want to be here until next Thursday next week. That's why. Gotta slam a lot of shit in here tonight. But the Derricks, dude, $15 is what he said. Bam. I snagged a pink. I snagged a glow. I snagged a blue. And I snagged a green. And then Salsa came through with that one. So yeah. I mean, shit, man, $15. I mean, dope. And you know what? Actually, Pilfer Toy had a couple of these custom painted for sale a while ago, and they went super fast. And he had a bunch of them. He had like 6 or 8 of them, and they all went really, really quick. But anyways, the Derrick, man, great little figure. Check those out. Basement Puke.
And Basement Puke just has that kind of vibe, man. If anything, I would say he's almost the closest thing we have to like Sleeping Nap since they've come out. Just some fun pieces. They're just good juju pieces.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool scale on those too. Bam. Yeah, real cool. I saw Rec Shop Resin come in the chat earlier. Rec Shop Resin, dude. I don't know if you have them tabbed for
I do.
Nice, dude. Yeah, they got a drop finally coming out, dude. I'm really, really looking forward to that. That's very cool.
Rec Shop Resin, if you don't mind, because I believe it was actually in your story post that you mentioned it. Let us know if it's on the 17th that you're doing your drop. I couldn't remember if it was the 15th or 17th that you plan on having some stuff in the drop. Carolina Cool Cat, what's going on, homie?
Dude, Carolina Cool Cat. Bro, did you see the Shark Attack edition that he sent out a couple days ago? Good Lord. That is... Bro, that's one of the dopest pours I've seen in a while, man. Straight up, dude. I think that was going to a show or a fair or something that's happening out there somewhere, right?
Plastic Pizza Con.
Plastic Pizza Con. Okay, yeah.
Toy Pizza Con? There we go. Toy Pizza Con. There we go. We've talked about them before. Knights of the Slice. They've got that really fucking Glios Kickstarter stuff going on. And actually, I have for Carolina Cool Cat as well, because if anybody's currently watching Carolina Cool Cat stuff getting prepped up for that, and you just can't wait and you need some Carolina Cool Cat right now, there's some at Clutter Magazine. I was taken aback by this today. Every now and then I just Google you guys and see what comes up on Google. Carolina Cool Cat still has some of these, the Deep Beacon. I don't know why, I almost said the Deep Bacon. So, hey, if you need a new color app for the next one, man, the Deep Bacon would be a cool one. But the Deep Beacon in Clutter Magazine. So if anybody is still looking to get some Anchor Fists and they're not sure how they're going to get their hands on one because they're not going to be at the Plastic Pizza Con, that's one way. But yeah, man, you just kind of mentioned it. He's going to be having some freshies, I believe, of these guys. Moss Thangs making his beacon, New York this weekend. Happy Valley, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. at Toy Pizza Con. And these folks here are going there as well. And like you said, man, admittedly, I wasn't even familiar with Toy Pizza Con. I kept on seeing people post about it leading up to this week. But yeah, 1 week, 7 days, July 15th in Beacon, New York. So it's going to be Toy Pizza Con. I don't know if you've ever heard of that prior, but...
I have not, dude. How long has that one been around? Does it say? Or is that a first year deal?
I don't see like a second annual, third annual. Carolina Cool Cat, man, if you know more about it, please let us in on some of the details. Because again, unfortunately, I'm not too familiar. Even Toy Pizza in general, I'm not too familiar with their toys.
You know what, dude? Speaking of shows, I just read today, Volt the Robot actually had made a post about a new Makers Fair that they're going to have out in Mare Island, which is in Vallejo, which is like it's probably right smack dab in the middle of me and Fletch.
Oh, okay.
Yes, dude. So Mare Island was an old naval base, like island. And they actually ended up building houses, but there's still a whole bunch of stuff out there. Dude, that's gonna be great, dude. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
They're
It's
prepping
over
that quite a
two.
way in advance. October 13th to
Yeah,
15th and October 20th to 22nd. Oof.
yeah. That'll be cool. Looking forward to that. I don't know if there's going to be local people there or not, but
Hey, while we
anyways,
got while we got the tabs open, we might as well just kind of breathe through some real quick. Extra
yeah,
Truck
yeah,
Terrestrial, man, these were freaking
yeah.
hilarious. They flew out, obviously. If anybody's not following his Facebook group, this seems to be where things are going. Oh shoot, Rec Shop Resin. Yes, I do have the HPT release. I do have that one. I noticed you guys restocked the store, so I've got time for that as well. Rec Shop stuff maybe later next week. Okay, perfect.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, if anybody's not on the Glow Zone page for Extra Truck Terrestrial, get on it because unfortunately lately it seems like that's where everything's flying off before you even get a chance to see it anywhere else.
Dude, and I'm so bummed that that's where those are available, dude. Honestly, I don't
It's
use
just not my
Facebook at
space.
all.
I know
Yeah,
I'm in the
me neither,
same
man.
boat, but I've also kind of accepted that if I'm not willing to go over there to Facebook, I must not want it bad enough, and that people
Absolutely.
that's the unfortunate reality is I'm like, well, crap, man. People who love it are buying it out, so like I must not want it bad enough. But
Yeah.
back to Bootleg Toyco, just crushing it with these 2D designs into the freaking 3D pieces, man.
Mm.
This guy literally is like when I think of somebody who's a production, this person produces figures. Like it doesn't matter what type of animate like illustration you give him. It could be 2D, it could be 3D, it could be a sketch. He somehow busts out a fucking full-on toy for it every time, consistently.
Dope.
So
And a really good dude too, man. He reached out the other day and we were talking about just taking pictures and what I use to do my pictures. Um, but yeah, dude, super talented. I love the Lynn's the Rat Boy factor in there. Um, God, dude, everything in there is just so damn cool.
it's just
Mm.
nice to see. If I can be honest with you, like we don't see many people doing what they're doing, and they really are in a position where, because let's be real, like I couldn't hop on a 3D printer tomorrow, and like not everybody knows how to necessarily do this kind of stuff. And he really is offering his services out to the community and providing like the opportunity for some people who would maybe never otherwise know how to make a toy to be able to get a toy made, man. I think that's really fucking sick.
Yeah, straight up. Ocular Rhombus said something a little bit earlier, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, these are amazing. I had to show this off because this is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long minute.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Just real quick, Ocular Rhombus had said earlier about the Discord that he made. You
Yeah.
guys go check that out. If you guys want to jump into Discord, that would be a fucking fantastic one to get into. Frankenlander, this piece right here, dude. I have not had to use that much restraint in a long fucking time, dude. Oh my God.
It is most definitely out of what I would normally drop on a piece, and I still sat there looking at it going, hmm.
It's, bro, it's just unreal, dude. And they don't come out very often, man. Like, the last one was that Kraken that he came out with, and I don't think that was, oh gosh, that must have been like 3 months ago, something like that. But god dang, man, that dude's stuff is just unreal, dude. He had done a show, or not a show. Yeah, it was a show. I think it was the Apocalyptico 2 show. I think he did a piece in there that was just insane. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, right there.
Dude, this is for the
God,
GI show.
yeah, that's
He
dope.
does the actual fucking vehicles.
Dude, the Road Ripper, that is sick.
Insane.
Dude.
Insane.
Dude, come on now.
Insane, man. Yeah.
Bro, that's elite. That's elite status right there.
High proof toys. Yes, this is what we were actually just talking about one quick moment ago with Rec Shop Resin when he mentioned the HPT high proof toys. They've actually just uploaded a bunch of stuff to their store, a bunch of stuff that would have been at 5 Points Fest. A bunch of the Ninja Turtles have been uploaded in there. They've got a bunch of the 2-inch rocks down at the bottom as well. Man, I'd love to know the sizing on some of these. I don't know if any of our homies have one of the rocks yet, and I'd love to know. Like, I get it says 2 inches, but I'm an invalid. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Are these prices in Canadian?
I believe this is American.
Okay.
Yeah. But even this, double cast concrete. I love the way that
Yeah.
sits in there, man. That weird foamy look inside of that cast. Mm.
Oh. When was Toy Pizza Con again there, Chief?
Toy Pizza Con is, oh, frick me. I think it's actually going to be this weekend. Close the tab. Cool. Let's go back over to Toy Pizza. But I think it's this weekend because I think Carolina Cool Cat's driving there right now. It's going to be this weekend.
You're right. You're right.
And Rec Shop Resin says they are American, and yes, their website I don't think it does. Like I know Porpoises, it automatically for me goes to Canadian. Etsy, it automatically goes Canadian, but theirs I believe actually went right to American. But yeah, July 15th is going to be that one there.
Okay. All right.
Rainbow Yawn just actually pumped a bunch of new goods into the shop, and I did want to take a quick second and actually just show that like I know sometimes we do get kind of looking at his stuff and thinking more along the lines of like the He 1000, which are 150. But we've also talked a lot. There are affordable things in his shop from 10 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds. He also just tucked a couple of these guys into the shop here tonight as well. Some of the Headmasters Glow in the Dark Marble Resins, Glow in the Dark Spiral Grayskull bootlegs. So those are in there right now if anybody wants to get some new Rainbow Yawn pieces. Last one on the Moss mats, apparently. That's sick. I know the website showed that. Last one. Zyma Co. with a crazy ass drop coming tomorrow with a bunch of friggin' things that look like they're entrapped in different shapes and geometric stuff. So another opportunity if you missed out on some of those last week. Seems like he's and Zyma Co. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Friday drops seem to be a consistent thing going on. 2 p.m. Eastern Friday drops. Omni-Res, July 15th, going to be dropping these guys here. I know that Yuckamuck was all stoked because of course it has that same like Archer figure that he had. These guys having the face huggers instead. Boom, boom, boom. And Volt the Robot, that's one you just brought up. Oh, Mallow Toys. Boom. I just wanted to show off that they've got some new things going on with some new things going on in there. And
nice.
Yeah, it says, yay, Friday drops are my thing for now, I guess. There you have it. Bobadrock actually has these guys here. They're also going to be dropping on the 15th. Am I wrong? I thought I had seen that on the 15th.
15th, Friday, yes. I believe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, July 15th, Saturday, July 15th.
Saturday, my bad. Okay.
And Drock actually ended up reminding me through his post here today of this lovely company that exists. So if anybody's a big fan of coffee, the Cafe Picori, I know that Simeon Cheese originally was telling me about these guys. They've got an option on their website when you go to order their coffee that you can add a toy to your purchase. So essentially it's kind of like when you used to get a toy in your cereal boxes. When you're buying your coffee online, you place your order for the coffee that you'd like and make sure to scroll down to the bottom and pick your prize inside. So add one of these prizes inside, and so you can actually get some coffee with a DIY toy, man.
Dang, I like that.
That's a sick little addition, dude.
That is very cool, man. And what I looked like they had some cold brew on there, dude. I'll tell you what, man, I am into the fucking cold brew lately. That stuff gets me fucking spun. Oh, dude, I love it.
God damn, man. Cold brew, yeah. Wood roasted cold brew concentrate. So this stuff's local delivery and pickup only. I'm assuming the wet stuff, yeah. It looks like the liquid pod products are going to be local delivery and pickup only, but it does look like the actual roasted beans are different.
They're not located in Vacaville, are they?
No, sorry, man. Terrible Toy Works freaking going on with the drop coming up again. This one's going to be on July 15th, 11 a.m. PST, $30 per figure, 4 variants for the heads on those. These are going to be what are they, the Gimps, Terrible Toy Gimps.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here?
You know what, dude? Speaking of Terrible Toy Works, one thing that I don't know if I've ever seen before is, you know how they do a one-off where they do the number 13 in production? That one is always a one-off in the run. I've never seen anybody post what the 13 is, dude. I'm super curious to see what those are. Yeah.
Touche. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a different tombstone going on for it. Oh shit! That's new tombstones for the sets. Ancient
Eagle. Those are dope. Those are dope. And you know what? They've all been different so far, as far as I know. Yeah, dude, sick.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
God, dude, so good.
They've really made some waves, man. It's like every time they sell out too. Like, let's be
I
real. It's
know.
not often somebody can drop a toy at 200 and sell out.
I know. And I'll tell you what, dude, I'm trying to get one of those Saturday. That's a
Sure.
beauty. That is a beauty of a piece.
Well,
Do you have yours displayed?
I've got it up on my Grail shelf,
Okay. I was just
ratting me
wondering
out.
where you keep that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Admittedly,
think when I showed
any of that stuff is Grail.
oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna pause there on the tabs though. Why don't we hop into some more
Okay,
boxes for a second?
cool. Um, yeah. So this one was this is a resin blade piece. This one I opened the box already because there was a bunch of different pieces in there. This is actually from the Inaction Figure Show. The Inaction Figures show ended recently, and actually, man, it started I think a couple months ago. So it's been a while for this one, but this is the Infraction 24, almost like a GI Joe style looking figure. Super sick, man. I love these cards. That sticker in there is dope. The bubble is really, really clean. It's that clamshell type bubble. Super sick, man. Really nice work. This one, I want to say this one was like an edition of 7 or 10, and there was one-off. And that's another one, dude, that I would love to see. Whoever gets that, if they post it, I would love to see that. So that's the resin blade piece, man. So a couple things about Eddie, dude. We had a really long chat the other day, and we talked about a couple different things. Number one, he did a live today where he was sculpting a backer. I don't know if you caught that at all, but it was badass, dude. And so we got to chatting a little bit about just sculpting in general, and he said that he's really kind of leaning that direction of doing more original sculpts. So watch out for that from Eddie. The other thing, Goblin Mob, yeah, you did miss Salsa, so just you can rewatch this. But yeah. So anyways, the other thing that he was talking about, dude, and I think this is a crazy good idea. If anybody has any ideas or suggestions about this, just hit him up. But he had an idea of doing a competition at DCon. So it would be a yearly competition at DCon. And it's basically for the artists that are at DCon, they're submitting a piece and it's getting judged by a couple different people. And they're basically doing like a trophy or something to take home at the end, possibly a pot of money. If they can get, I think they do have enough people to kind of get that pot going. That could be up to like $1,000. So it would be worth people's time if they were interested in that, but it's just a kind of an idea that he was kicking around. But I think for, the resin community and some of the other makers at DCon, I think that would be really cool. If you have any ideas or suggestions about that, hit up Ed. But yeah, Bliss said he saw that backer. That backer is insane. It's dope, dude. It's very barbarian rage. You know what I mean? It's like a 6x9 slab. That's all hand sculpted. That's super sick, dude. He said that he had opened up a computer and was looking at some of the stuff in there. So you kind of see some circuitry stuff in there, but it's all original sculpt. And then he's going to mold and cast it, which is sick, dude. That's going to be a beast. Yeah. So anyways, that's what's going on with Ed right now. Want to do another?
Dude, pop another.
So this one, speaking of E2K, we were talking about E2K earlier. This one is from Creature Maker. And this came out of E2K shop. I, for some reason, like an idiot, I thought this was a one-of-one. It is not, and that wasn't the reason I bought it. I bought it because it's just freaking dope. But there is more of these available in their shop, $40. And it's solid resin, really cool paint on it. It's by Creature Maker. Love that one, dude. Creature Maker has a lot of like real solid resin pieces that are kind of in this same scale, which I really, really like. I really like this scale for a figure. I would say it's like a fat 3.75. The skelly body that One Trick uses, that kind of mid-scale, not the tiny, but the mid-scale. That's kind of the body style that reminds me of. At least as far as the scale, which is very cool, dude. I love that scale, especially on that scaling. But Creature Maker toys on that, bam, good one, man. That's right up Grant's alley with his Shark Attack diver. Yeah, sick. $40, E2K. Go get one.
Is that one of your first Creature Maker pieces, or do you have some of his other work? Or
I think the first Creature Maker piece I have, maybe that'll be the piece that I show tonight. It's no, this is actually my third Creature Maker piece. And they're all about that same size, and they're just little chunky resin pieces, dude. I love them. Yeah, actually, I will show one of them, man, because I remember doing pictures of one of them, and it was the first one where I took it on a vacation, and I took some pictures of it at the beach in Fort Bragg. Oh, man. That was a long time ago. Anyways, shit, man. You want to just bust out this last one, and then we get into some other things? So this is another one. Yeah, this one is by NRH. I think you might have saw this in the background a little while ago or something like that, but I did want to show it off a little bit closer. This is actually a series. God, dude, I took some notes on it because I thought the name of the series was really cool. It was, yeah, Not Dead Yet is what the series is called. And it's basically the hand reaching out. Now, the other one that I have is more of like a reddish blue marble, and it's got a shotgun pointing out. I think I was talking about that with somebody, maybe it was Abe. But this one is called Nocturnal. And so really good magnet work on this stuff, always from NRH. Bam, lots of clacking going on. Clackability factor high. Bam. NRH from San Diego. Skilled. No, it did not come with the shotgun hand too. It just came with this one. But this one, the shotgun hand was in the previous version. So yeah. Bam. NRH. NRH usually has really small runs of 4 or 5 pieces, something like that, but they're always nice little chunky pieces, man, much like the Creature Maker pieces, always usually around the same scale, but clean work every time. And I think some of those are probably still available. Always really affordable too, man. Actually, he sent some stuff for a giveaway that we did at one point. It was one of those little gargoyles. You remember the yellow and black? Yeah, they had the chain in the front. So yeah, really good work all the time. NRH.
even when I always got some of the spider marble figures in there for like 25 bones.
Yeah. They have the little, they used to do them. I think they're probably still doing them with the Boo Berry. So it's like the Boo Ghost from Super Mario, but it had like milk and cereal in it. Yeah, those are cool. Super clean. I have one of those too. Those are awesome.
I'm just looking at the chat here. I'm trying to make sense of what everybody's talking about here. I'd love to paint one. That's a cool piece. Nice paint work. Piece is dope. Gorgeous paint. I have to find something cool to spend my 25 bucks at E2K on. He has a pig there I want. Nobody take it. Nice piece. Love that. Kind of like a Motu style Street Shark. So I wonder who the heck you guys were all over the place in there. Sexy. It's like, damn.
Oh, man.
I could not follow what was going on there tonight. Sorry about that, homies.
Yeah, no, all good. Here's the card for that piece too. It's always, bagged with a header card. But cool art. That's it though, right?
Yeah, it's very Halloween vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Purple and black. Bam. Solid, dude. NRH. Anyways, and that's it for the opens, my man. That is it.
Hot dang, man.
Yeah.
Blew through those. Hey, I don't know about you, but I have not been thinking about San Diego Comic-Con, and it's speaking up. July 14th.
Wow, that's what? Tomorrow.
Yeah. San Diego Comic-Con. Just
wow,
right on up.
Now, you'll have to tell me, I should probably know this just by looking at history, right? But so does Dove lines his show up with the San Diego Comic-Con, right? But does he have a booth there, or are they connected in some way? Somebody let
Well,
me
and
know.
if anything, I'm looking right now. Thursday, July 20th is going to be San Diego Comic Con to July 23rd. So I'm going to assume that Dove is actually getting posts ready, and he's going to have online sales starting Friday, July 14th, noon Pacific. So try and clear out as much stuff as possible so you don't have to bring a whole bunch of units with you down to San Diego Comic Con if you can clear them out on the web store first. Which makes sense.
Yeah. Nice. There is a few pieces out there that I want to. There's a Barbarian Rage has like a slime, one of those
Yeah,
X-ray Ram Mans.
125.
Yeah,
Signed and numbered just
125.
to 15, 5.5 resin figure and bag and header card.
Hey, before I forget, man, just because it came into my brain, just again, real quick, you had mentioned Simeon Cheese earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Simeon Cheese coming soon to a Toys Alive episode near you, buddy.
See, I never know what's going on. I'll be honest with you guys. I love Simeon Cheese, man. He's a gem.
Me too, dude. We've been chatting back and forth, and I finally, got up enough stones to ask him. And at first he's like, "Nah, not my kind of thing." And then he kind of circled back and said, "You know what? Yeah, I will do that." So he's on vacation for a couple weeks. Safe travels, my friend. But looking forward to that, dude.
Absolutely, man. I was
Yeah,
actually
that'll be
jimmied
fun.
up. I know I talked about it last week, actually. Those garbage toys pieces. Called them those weird little freaks or whatever. It was sick to me to see Simeon Cheese grabbing those. Because in my brain, it's one of those moments where it's kind of like, I think it's a dope toy. I'm looking at this toy. And then you see somebody else that you like in the toy scene who's been doing this for a long time. And even they're also kind of like, had to have this piece. It's like, yeah, exactly. That's a good piece, man. I'm glad.
Yeah, serious, dude. And just fun little pieces, dude. I was like, so when I was moving the room, I was trying to bag everything up and move it by maker. So at least I had that portion done when I was setting it back up. And I started grabbing all these little Simeon cheese pieces, dude. And I'm just like, man, these are great little pieces, dude. And you know what? The majority of them came out of the freaking gumball machine. Those are so cool, dude. You know how many free spins I won on that? It just kept going, dude. I hit free spin like 2 or 3 times in a row. And I'm watching the video and I start to feel like an asshole right after a minute. I'm just like, shit, another one. Like I only paid for 2 spins. I end up getting 5, I think. But
But
yeah, dude,
that's
super
Simeon
fun.
Cheese. Like I feel like that's Simeon
Yeah.
Cheese. Like that's his way of just trying to spread that fun around, right? And get as much fun out there as possible.
Yeah, straight up.
He's a
Violent
good guy,
Toys.
man.
Stormico, thank you for mentioning that, dude. They're ones that had a huge sale too. And I think, dude, probably 5 different people hit me up about that. I know Epoch had just posted a big old piece of them, but dude, they were just, going back to what you were saying about giant vinyl pieces being for, $50. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that sale's still going on, but holy moly, man, that stuff. If I collected vinyl, which I don't, I'd be into that.
Well, let's even take a little peek here because you guys just mentioned it. I had to go take a little look because I'm not familiar with this maker. I hadn't heard of that before. Violence Toys, now we're following them. But yeah,
Yeah.
damn, cool
The
pieces.
Puppet Master piece is the one that he got, but he was all painted up and it was huge, dude. It couldn't have been that one because this thing came in like a sick ass box with like a window. It was, uh, uh,
Damn.
yeah, it was like the main Puppet Master character that you've seen online. Actually, that guy on the right, in the green, it was the
Oh
painted
shit
version of
though.
that dude. Yeah, look at that, dude. Ooh, 15.
15 bones, 15 bones. Like, okay. How big
Wow.
these bad boys? Now I'm curious. 4 inches tall. Damn.
Oh, hey, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'm like, I'm curious
Nice.
about how big is this bad boy? 6 inches tall. Damn.
Yeah, dude. See, that's stuff like that, dude. I want to buy that so bad and then send it to someone to paint it up.
Right.
Mm,
Damn, dude.
it's a whole little set, dude. Look at
Whole
that
little
robot in the
set
top left.
for
I love that.
15 a pop.
Wow.
Mutant Cobb,
2.5
Reptoid.
inches.
What would be the frickin' robot? Oh, there you go. Tower Blue. Oh, neat. He comes with this little An Omaki accessory. So I guess he comes with this
Yeah,
little guy here too.
nice.
Dang, dude. Good catch, guys. She.
Reptoid.
Wow,
I like that.
toys.
Yeah. Huh.
Well, new one to take a peek at, I suppose. I'll have to look at that a little bit later on tonight.
Yeah, nice.
Wanted to make sure because I know again a lot of times that when DK is doing their little pre-release stuff, a lot of our homies end up having pieces on there. So I do want to just take a quick second and make sure that we look through some of these because of course like the Kid by Fane is going to be on there. You've got Punk Pop Toys going on, Luke Chu of course, King Spider Toys of course. That what's up? Barbarian Rage chilling, Buzzard Guts, Hip Hop Toys. Boom, 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 boom. Who else we got chilling in here? Plastic Purpose. Okay. You about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, one thing that I really like, and I think you and I have talked about this before, man. No matter what you think about DKE, dude, he's got exclusives, man. You know what I mean? He's got exclusives that you can get from artists that you can't get on another site, dude. And there's a few of them on there. I love that Fane piece, dude. That was sick.
B man, I don't know how many years will go by. You'll never twist my arm.
I know. Hey, he's gonna be on the show someday.
And that's totally fine. I think I've even said it multiple times. Like, if anybody were to try and think of how to do this better or differently, like, you're going to start with how DKE has done it. I've got no bones about that. And every time that I try and sit there and think about how you would do what DKE does without doing it the way that Dove does it, it's very difficult in my mind to think of how the hell you do it without taking on a lot of risk and losing a lot of time, money, and energy. So, no judgments there, man.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And I think anybody who can make a business out of this scene, no matter what the margins are, right? Dude, that's a respectable thing, man. There's not too many people out there. You think of the people that are running the storefront in this community, and there's not many. There is not many. There's not. You know what? I'm going to drop this too, man, just because I don't know if Eddie even talked about this or not, dude, but Eddie sold his portion of the Toy Cantina. So that one kind of left the family. Now it's owned by guys that are not necessarily into this scene. So that's another one that just, it kind of went away. And I know he put a lot of heart and soul into that thing, and it was kind of shitty how it ended. But, that's what I mean by a storefront for this community. There's not many at all.
The reality is Mechaducky and I have had like very in-depth arguments. I'm not even gonna say conversations, arguments about like the pros and cons of the stores that basically carry independent artwork. It's hard, man. There's not really a good way of breaking it down. Capitalism is weird. I do want to show off this guy here though, Crimro. The reason why I'm showing this off is this is actually the big resin monkey critter. I want to cast more of these and sell them. If anybody is liking the look of this guy, this is the first piece this artist has actually put out, so I would actually say maybe give them a little follow, keep your eyes on their page if it seems like they're making something that would be up your alley. So I'm going to make sure to paste that here. Oh, boom. Garbage Toy, wanted to point this out again, actually, for anybody in the States, and this is where I'm kind of pointing it out, over in the Asian stores that carry this maker's work, they sell out like instantly. Every time that I've tried grabbing something from any of these stores here, they're gone in like a heartbeat. But My Plastic Heart, it seems like for whatever reason, this maker hasn't gotten huge over in the Western side yet. So if you're somebody who is curious, My Plastic Heart does have all of the garbage toy pieces so far. They've got the pig, the sheep, the fox, and the rabbit. And like I said, otherwise, if you're looking at buying them like third party, a lot of times they end up actually being higher priced in retail because of how quickly they go on the Asian market. But in the Western market, at My Plastic Heart, you can actually still get the garbage toys for a reasonable price and not deal with that flipping. Stripe 7's got a giveaway going on right now, so I'm going to actually make sure to share that. Hope you don't hate me for doing that, dude. But they are
big giveaway.
Huge giveaway, man. Yeah. They're looking to build back up some of that following, so they're going to be doing I think there's fourth place winners, yeah. So all you've got to do, make a piece of art surrounding the Cosmic Stripe floor, or favorite Stripe figure or figures. It can be drawings, painting, digital bootlegs. I've shared the link there. Please go ahead and click. Stormico Station, man, I'm sure you're going to get a kick out of the fact that sheet comes with the little poop pellets inside of it and a sticker to put over top of the butthole to keep the poops in. Dope, man. That's how you plug a vinyl. You had the pleasure of meeting Kier's Customs at, was it Assembly
Yes,
Required?
correct. Yes.
Heck yeah, man. I'll
Yeah.
admit, they made this figure here. Now, this is actually supposed to be a Canadian cult figure, and I feel like I'm missing something. As a Canadian, I feel like I'm not catching something. Is anybody familiar with what the Canadian cult fighter would be, by chance? Please chime it into
Huh.
the chat there, because I do feel like I'm missing something. But gorgeous work, man. So I
Yeah.
do want to make sure that we showcase this stuff off. Eleanor Washington, 6 inch.
Yeah, really. He does really clean work too, man. 3D prints. They are. He had a table right next to Carolina Cool Cat at AR, and it had a nice little selection of carded figures and then some loose guys. But yeah, it's another. He just keeps on going, man. I see new stuff from him all the time.
Well, admittedly, Kier's Custom, man, personally, we don't see Romon too often. So if you end up deciding to make more Romon figures, I bet you they'd go well.
What's Romon?
Robot Monster. It's
Okay.
it's some like terrible 50s, 60s sci-fi movie. And like it's called Robot Monster. It's basically like this weird like Bigfoot, but instead of having like even the costume on the Bigfoot looks kit bashed. For some reason, you've got this Bigfoot creature living on a planet that has like this like 1950s scuba diver helmet, and you never see its face except for in certain like areas. It also looks like this like weird glow in the dark skull is underneath there. It's sick.
That's hella
Okay.
funny, dude. To tell someone like, "Hey, dude, your fucking outfit is kit bashed." Look at this kit bashed ass outfit. Shit.
Well, Ocular Rhombus is doing a giveaway at 1,000 followers. Hot damn, 14 to
Yeah.
go. Oh, Carolina Cool Cat, we were showing this off again. Anybody who wants that deep bacon, go on to the Clutter Magazine, get it. Same as every now and then, if you guys have seen like some of these stores, Clutter Magazine, DKE, Earth to Kentucky, any of those ones, go and search up some of your favorite makers sometimes. You'd be amazed. It blows my mind that E2K has a Swamp Thing sitting in there. And the amount of times that people complain about how like One Trick doesn't have Swamp Things available, and then there's just one just sitting in E2K right now, it's like, eat a dick, homies. Do a stop share for a quick second there. Speaking of the E2K, do you want to do an E2K gift card wheel spin soon?
Let's do it, man. Let's do
Heck
it.
yeah,
E2K
man.
gift card, 25 Kentucky Buckaroos coming up for somebody.
Oh. Boom.
Oh,
If you
man.
guys haven't chimed in and you'd like it on that giveaway, please chime in. I will share the wheel here in a second. I've been trying to get you guys as we go, as usual, but it's tough.
You know what, dude? That was a great point that you had, though, man, about looking at some of these shows and just looking up or sites, I should say, right? Like at Clutter, and you just look up one of the local makers here, and you'll be surprised what you find, dude. That's where I found that that Carolina Cool Cat piece, the anchor fist that you just showed. I had no idea. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, I didn't even know it was there.
Right.
And I think there's probably quite a few sites out there like that where they sell a bunch of different stuff, and people have stuff tucked away. And you know what, dude? There's a lot of people out there that buy collections and just resell it. That you'd be surprised, dude. I've bought a lot of Healy pieces that way.
You might, I'm sure you've seen this too. Makers who no longer make, but have pieces in some of these stores still. So good luck. They might not even have an Instagram anymore. They might have deactivated their Instagram, but there's pieces at some of these stores you can still get.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. There's actually a rule that if you're going to go to the Earth to Kentucky store in person, you have to DM Jazz Wizard and meet him for a slice of za at the same time. It's just a rule.
There you go. DNS. DNS says Jazz Wiz's definition of 25 Kentucky Buckaroos is a little bit different. I can see that.
I'll imagine.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's chiming in that they're not on the wheel. Knowing my luck, I'm probably sharing the wrong screen, so none of you are even seeing a wheel, and nobody's even calling me out.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, you're good.
Well, that being said, I don't know. I feel like I don't have to do a roll call, but Calico Chris Catu's calling has been Dre Zays, Bliss Receptor, Mothman Republic, Worst Villain Ever, Mr. Ordinary, Wreck Shop Resin, Fletcher Sandvik, Rainbow Kiss, Uncle Spanks, Stormical Station, King Dingus, Porpoise, Teddy Bean Toys, Dookie McFartstable, Ocular Rhombus, Goblin Mob, Folklorian, Linz the Rap Boy, Bootleg Toyko, Zymaco, Dylan Clement. Ooh, do I have Dylan Clement twice? No, I do not. Recollection Toys, PK Mates, Barry Obo, Brothers, Jazz, Skyjacks, Christopher Sturgeon, Jazz Wizard, Street Fight SPDX, Western Goods, Rec Shop Resin, Skilled One, Death and Strawberries, Bubba Jock, Shrimp Fork, Pocket Salsa, Carolina Cool Cat, Nim Studios. If I've called anybody's name twice, please let me know. Otherwise, you could have had a long time seeing this little wheel going. I think it's good to just give her a little spin there. For the E2K gift card, blah. Boom. Who's it going to? Calico Chris Tattoos.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what's up. And you know what? I think the Karma Wheel is funny sometimes because I'm pretty sure Calico Chris Tattoos is tuning in today because they're a good friend of Pocket Salsa's and therefore. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Sadat, I am so sorry, dude. I even know you're here and somehow I didn't make sure you're in the wheel. I am so sorry, man. Going on the wheel, I will make sure you're on there for that Recollection Toys piece. Suki, I'm going to embarrass the hell out of you. He's such an MVP that he was actually like, you know what, Crumbs, I've got a couple Recollection pieces. Take me off the wheel. I want somebody else to have that opportunity. I don't need to even be in there for that. So, beauty. What a guy.
Yeah, congrats, Calico Chris. Calico Chris, if you haven't checked out his tattoo work, by the way, take a look at that. It's very good work. Hit me up with your email address, please, good sir. And I will send that over to you.
And I think Dre Aze needs to get you his email address as well. We were talking about that this week.
Yes. I didn't realize that, but yes.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Good thing you said that because I did not recall that. I typically write everything down on this calendar, and that's probably a huge error on my part because that thing gets left behind and covered up time after time. And there we go.
Yeah, it's not like you have anything else going on. What the hell, man?
Yeah. So we got the. Did you have anything to open today, or no?
No,
I don't want to
nothing sitting here. No,
perfect. Okay, cool. I guess we're back into tabs. You got more tabs?
We can fly right into some tabs. I have under 1,000, and I've got some pieces under $30, and then we can definitely close out with that Recollection Toys. If you've got, obviously you're gonna have something you're gonna be like, hey, check this shit out. But otherwise, tabby doos. Let's on in there, Mr. Nick Toys. So boom, they're actually gonna be a part of the This Is Not a Toy Scene show coming up on. Oh no, never mind. That was June 4th. Well, Mr. Nick Toys has some pieces that are probably going to be at This Is Not a Toy Scene, and that's going to be where the mint on card is going to be as well, is at the This Is Not a Toy store, up at the top, upstairs portion of that. And Titty Bean coming in on the 20th to tell us all about that. So if you guys are not familiar, following Mr. Nick Toys, I'm going to copy and paste that over into the chat there for you. Boom, boom, boom. What am I doing here today? Boom, 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 boom. There are one or two tabs left. Yeah, another one, Natural Bus Studios. So they're actually in the middle of making a video game. They're currently making a video game, and they want to make a toy based on the character of their video game that they're making. So this guy here is going to be codename Lunk, and they're currently going to be dropping two different things. So actually on the 14th, tomorrow, they're going to be dropping Paint Apt ones. This is going to be this guy here. And they're also going to have variants that are just the blanks that you're able to get and actually paint up and make them yourself. Those are going to be available July 14th. Boom. Boom. Get on to bed there, Zymako. You got a big old drop tomorrow at 2 p.m. that you got to worry about. Number 2 combo. Now, this is actually a brother team in Toronto here, or Ontario at the very least. They're making some soft vinyls. This set looks fucking sick, in my opinion. We've got like this little beetle guy, Ushi Oni. Boom. So there's actually two different like beetle sculpts going up there. They ended up doing a pre-order for these, but I'm assuming that we're going to end up seeing them be for sale when they get their waves in hand, as a lot of us know. Unfortunately, just got to kind of wait for those vinyls to be pulled and arrive. But boom, 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 boom. Blissman, trying to have a great rest of your night. Night Terror Toys. Boom, another one that's part of this. This is not a toy store gang. One of their newest creations.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm assuming it's clay, to be honest, or like epoxy. I don't think it's going to be soft vinyl. Never mind. What the fuck do I know about anything?
That was dope.
Dope pieces, man. Bring these fine fellows with me on Saturday. There's not a toy store. Buy some incredible cool things. Don't forget Ken show at 5 p.m. Boom, 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 boom. That's Night Terror Toys. B actually gonna find this one here. BP Custom Creations.
Yeah, right. Sick.
Yeah, it's a great STL. Looks like they ended up grabbing that from Colts 3D. Damn. Man, 3D printers are on a whole new level.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Some of that stuff is just wild, dude. That's sick.
That almost looks like one of those old like Kinder Surprise, like snap in place.
Yeah.
Miniatures.
Yeah.
That's sick. What the fuck? Sorry. Oh, BP Custom Creations. Gotta copy and paste that link in there for you. Boom, boom. Christopher Sturgeon, have a great night, man. I will make sure that I've got your name on the wheel real quick. Boom, boom. I thought I saw you on there, but I just want to make sure. Because once you're out, yeah, cool. Just because you won't be able to let me know if I missed you later. Shotgun Karaoke, man, I think you've grabbed a couple pieces from Shotgun Karaoke at this point, but they just keep on busting them out, man.
Yeah, and that package is just lost in the ether.
No way.
Well, it's been a while, and I know that he sent it already. So, and it's coming from Finland, so I know it's a little bit different over there as far as shipping and receiving goes, just from what I've seen. So, hopefully, no news is good news, and it'll show up here.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
This one was actually coming from Pocket Salsa. A buddy of theirs, actually, EH Buttons, is in the process of making their first resin toy. So if anybody's interested in catching that, or if you're somebody who needs some buttons, hit them up. They are clearly all over that button game. Mecha Ducky pointed this out to me. A little friend shop, man. Fun little fucking pieces.
Yeah, those are cool.
The one he had was a little diorama with like a little water jug and stuff. They're water bears. Now this is entering into that under $30 area because now these are Canadian prices. So for you guys, these would definitely be in like that 35 range, but $16.49 Canadian, $8.25 Canadian, $5.50 Canadian, $16.49 Canadian. Like,
dude, $5.50 Canadian. That's got to be like $2 or $3 here. Damn.
$16.49. So a whole bunch of little pieces in here. These guys are actually sick, in my opinion. The Slug Sphere stands. As somebody who collects marbles, it's hard not to be like, damn, my marbles would look good on your back, buddy. Sorry. Fuck. Anyways, Pharaoh. Yeah, this over here. Fuck. Yeah, I get it. The homie Feral Foundry, man, he ended up loading this up into the store this week. I didn't even expect this to drop. I know he'd been talking about this one for a bit, but hot damn, this thing is huge. I like the idea that you could put toys on top of this. You could put toys inside of this.
How big is that?
You gotta tell me more on here. Roughly 12 centimeters, about almost 4 inches. Almost 4 inches in height.
Big dude.
I just like the idea, like I said, of putting some little minis on the top of it and inside of it.
Yeah, dude, like, throw like a Shoggoth or something on there, right? Some of his other pieces. That'd be cool.
Dude, I like the Feral Foundry, man. I don't think there's a piece he has that I don't think is sick in some way.
Agreed. I love him. I love that account. I love his work, dude. He's got you're right, dude. Everything that he does is good. Everything.
What's crazy is even the variety. Like, oh, dude, you have got this guy. This guy is so big The Project Kraken Unit 13. When I saw that
Yeah.
guy on your shelf next to a 3.75, it was like, damn, that guy could eat a 3.75.
Yeah, it's a monster. It's a monster, man.
I'm like, oh fuck, that's sharp.
Dude, but the mechanical insect type look of those, dude, I think he's really onto something right there. I think that's going to be a killer line.
I, I like how it
Yeah.
bounces all over, man. I love how he's got nautical. I like how he's got food. I like how he's got bugs. I like how he's got robots. He's got elements. He's got it like this dude
Yes.
somehow just keeps on coming up with more and more ideas to do with the Shoggoth.
Dude, and you know what's very cool is just exactly what you said right there, dude, where he's got so much variation. Like you have the stuff that we're looking at now where it's very robotic and mechanical, right? But then you got something like the other stuff where it's just total, cryptid, drippy tentacles, and is just like at the other end of the spectrum.
And seasonal
yeah,
ones.
dude. Yeah.
Even this, fun.
Yeah, I have that little snowman guy.
Well, fuck you.
And dude, they're always priced super, super nice.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. Like, even when you're looking at a site here, 27 Canadian, like 18 Canadian, 27 Canadian. And like this guy's a chonky boy as well, right? So it's like the 45-15, and that's a big chonky thing of rubber. It's like, oh, fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, we could sit there forever. Moonforest Inhabitants is onto something here. Little Melts. Have you seen these guys?
Yeah. No, I have not. Those are dope.
Dude, and now keep in mind, unfortunately, because of where they are, the shipping can be different for everybody. But like $9.93
Canadian. Wow.
Canadian. But like for $10, a little thing you can pop on one of the corners of your shelves. Even like this stuff here, 27, 14.45, 21.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
crazy good pricing, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. How big is that star? That star looks significant.
3 inches on the tongue guy. Star. 8 centimeters, so divided by 2.5, right? You're looking at about 3 inches.
Wow. Those are sick.
And Flanagan Creations. I wanted to point out for anybody, keep your eyes on the Flanagan Creation page. I know a lot of the homies here are Swamp fans. He is going to be doing another wave of the giant swamp things, so if anybody's actually a big fan of those. I do believe that they are sculpted. I don't think that they're 3D printed. I think he is definitely like a sculptor, so that they would be sculpted and then resin casted. But for anybody who's a swamp fiend, I know that right now he's going to be getting a wave going, because it says 2 weeks ago, round 2 this week, new color variations and prototype styles this run. I haven't seen the wave 2 drop yet.
Nice. Yeah, those are massive.
Yeah, man. And otherwise, NRH, and now we're back at Violent Toys. That closes us up for tabbies for the night.
Damn. Nice job, dude.
A lot of tabs.
A lot of tabs. A lot of tabs. Always cool shit though, man. I love that portion of the show because it's just kind of a quick rundown in your face of here's what's going on. But God, dude, the amount of stuff that we always talk about having content, dude. And when you do stuff like that, it's just like, it's just never ending content.
And the reality is there's always something available. Like there was pieces in there that we just looked at that are drops coming up for the next couple of days. There are shows happening over the next couple of days. There's artists who are in the middle of like working on some stuff that are probably going to be getting it wrapped up and finished in the next couple of weeks and have stuff available for sale. There's some artists who have just uploaded new stuff to their stores. It's like the beast is always being fed new stuff, man. Like,
yep. And here we are we're just here to eat it up.
Hey, you got anything that you want to say? Check this shit out for?
So I grabbed this piece here. This is from Creature Maker. This was my first Creature Maker piece. This is called the Grim Creeper. And you've probably seen these before. This was, I believe, an edition of like 4 or 5. But this was my first Creature Maker piece. Again, in relation to the piece that we looked at earlier, pretty much the same scale. nice chunky resin piece. But yeah, Grim Creeper, man. There was a bunch of different ones of these. Of course, I grabbed this one because it's got the Skeletor colorway on it. But love that one, man. This guy came to Fort Bragg with me at one time. This guy and Money Mantis from Toxic Fumes. These guys both made the trip. So, bam, there you go. Grim Creeper, Creature Maker Toys. Available, not that piece, but this one available at E2K, $40. Go get it.
Go get it. I love it, man.
What do you got?
Dang, dude. You know what? I was going to go with the Angry Beast piece here. I don't know if you guys have seen this one here, but what I really like about Angry Beast, man, we've talked about this before. And actually, it's too bad Pocket Salsa didn't get into it a little bit more with his piece. This guy, in my opinion, I like the fact he kind of flexes how much he does with resin, man. Like, those teeth are individually casted. Those white ones inside that mouth, that's a separately casted part from, like, the glittery white part. The eyes and the black spikes on top of there are a separately casted part. I love that, like, with his work, you really wouldn't be able to tell a lot of times if it's painted or if it's resin. But then we'll talk about one of his pieces that we're looking at for, like, a show, and then he'll do a post the next day and be like, oh, the guys on Toys Alive were wondering about my piece. This was paint app. This was resin. And you're like, oh, shit, man. And we were even talking to Yucca Muck last week. He's got that piece with, like, the red casting right in the head. That's just sick to me, man. Those clean gradient lines. And I think it's sick because it's not as though it's, like, impossible to do or it's super difficult to do. It's patience. Yeah. So much of what he does takes a lot of patience and planning.
Agreed. Man, and how many times have you heard from makers, even that we've interviewed, right, where they're just like, yeah, this one, I think I pulled this one a little bit too early, or I didn't do this quite right, and it was just because they were just in a rush, man. And I could see, for me, that would be one of my biggest downfalls, would be trying to, get stuff done before it's actually ready. It's just, I am not good at waiting like that. Anyways, that's a very cool piece, man.
I've got a different one too I'm going to show off real quick, only because now I normally wouldn't show this kind of stuff off, but I feel like I actually have a lot of dudes in the scene to thank for this one. So I showed you this one, I think, this week.
Yeah.
This I showed last week, actually. This started off as a Yucca Muck, like, extra that you just kind of tossed in there like a little mutant. And the way it was like, basically it had the two magnets, the Ewok was chopped, the top of that tick was chopped, and basically they magneted on there. But the reason why I want to show this off is actually worst villain ever, man. Big shout out to you, because when I was staring at this piece, I couldn't stop thinking about the way that you ended up actually using the wax on your Ewok to make that Terminator Ewok bear. And of course, then I ended up having to use some like wood filler and make that transition in there, which of course, in my opinion, I was thinking of worst villain ever's piece, which then also, thank you very much, Death and Strawberries, Kerfloss, all the work that you guys have put out there and getting everybody educated and learning how to use that wax stuff so we can all learn how to do cool shit where we transition things into things. And fuck, man, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. A huge thing, dude. I don't know how to point out like how much these guys teach, because they all say it all the time where they're like, oh, like I learned from so and so, and they share the knowledge. As somebody who's not even really making things, it's so sick how they teach me shit all the fucking time, man. Washes, dry brushings, like I would have never known how to dry brush until coming into this scene. And for the multiple ways, like I would have never known how to actually completely paint a piece seamlessly using dry brushing. I would have never known how to like just hit the certain detail parts on people and highlight it with dry brushing. Would have never known how to shadow using washes. Never would have known how to rub things off. All these dudes, man, constantly.
Well, you would have known how to rub things off.
Oh, fuck.
You're just a silver platter tonight, man. You're just
as long as the marbles are on your back, just place those marbles on your back and rub one off, man. Woo!
Marbles on the back, bro. That's a classic right there. But you're right, man. I mean, just kind of like the spectrum of stuff that you can learn just from, I don't want to like plug the show and say just from watching the show. It's more of like just hanging around the community and just kind of following some of these people and seeing how they do stuff. It's very cool to see, man. The majority of people are just very open about how they do stuff. And, and that kind of comes full circle back around to what we were talking about at the beginning, man. You can even take an idea that's similar, but you're doing it your own. So it's gonna come out different every single time, even if you do know the steps, right? Even if you do.
Well, personally, like I almost see it like Art Attack. I'm sure you guys would remember this when you're a kid, or even Mr. Rogers for you guys, Mr. Dress Up for us here. They all of a sudden had that moment where they're like, "All right, we're gonna do a craft today. These are the materials we're gonna use, right?" And you as a kid at home, you're almost making like a inventory list in your brain of being like, "I could do that. If all I had was a milk jug and a toilet paper roll and some construction paper, I could do that craft like later on this week. Okay, hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's sometimes how I see what these guys are showing us how they do, man. Like sick. We're very
Yeah,
fortunate. So it's a very deep well of knowledge.
for sure. Mr. Rogers, dude, that is one of my all-time favorite humans in the world, dude. That dude is just, you ever talk to somebody and you're just like, that's a nice man. That's just a fucking, that's a nice man, you know? And my mom, um, we never ever had cable TV. It was always just public access. So PBS was one of our, or KQED, whatever it is, is one of our favorite things growing up. And Mr. Rogers, man, every day.
Not to be a weirdo, but are you familiar with Mr. Dress Up?
You know what, bro? I have never heard that in my life before,
Yeah.
except for, no, never have.
So the reality is that Canadians, we all know about Mr. Rogers, because of course, how do you not know about Mr. Rogers? American television obviously makes it over here. But over here, a lot of us would often opt for Mr. Dress Up.
It's the same type of deal.
The exact same friggin' deal, man.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why this says swag. I'm stoked that somebody has edited this picture to say swag. But otherwise, yeah, same idea. You have just like a friendly older gentleman who tries to teach kids how to not be a piece of shit.
Yeah. I was gonna say he looks like Mr. Rogers in a different country, is what that looks like to me. Anyways, that was cool, man.
So, have we made these people wait long enough to see that Recollection Toys piece? I'm going to make you full screen. Actually, I'm not. Do you feel like pulling it out again and showing it, or have we pulled it out enough and you don't want to fucking touch that thing again?
Crumsy. You're walking out. You were just on a roll tonight, my friend. Yeah, you just eat that Sammy. I would love to whip it out and show it to you again. So I'm going to do that. Here you go. Bam. Recollection Toys, the Porcelain King from Montana. Oh, super, super cool. Yeah. Recollection Toys. He does have an Etsy shop. You can check that out and see what he's got going on there. We've looked at his pieces numerous times here. And despite even having a new room of, where I put stuff, I still don't see a safe place to put his stuff, dude. It's just, I cringe at the thought of people breaking them because it's happened once already. And then I just took everything down, put everything back in their boxes, and that was it. So, and that's where they remain.
I'm going to do this because, yes, we go to their page often, but we don't give the, credit of doing this enough. And I think we've even talked before that there is definitely quite the variety that you can grab from this shop. So if anybody hasn't scrolled through their Etsy, I'll even actually make sure to, so if you don't win tonight, you're going to want to go over to there, click that link, and get yourself something pretty.
Yeah, and if you look at those prices, man, like you can tell that what we're giving away tonight is not some it's not a cheapie. You know what I mean? Like that's...
It's not, and this, okay, this is what's always tough in general about doing giveaways of this style. We never want to make it seem as if it's kind of like one giveaway that's been donated is more significant than another giveaway that's been donated or any crap like that. Like, that's not the way this goes, but there's certain pieces and certain makers, I think, that nobody would dispute that, like, it's just a whole other game. It is not it's not the same as what we're seeing week after week. Recollection Toys is something very different and unique than what we're seeing week after week. Not to say everything else isn't, but oh shit. And Death and Strawberries even said, look, it's in Canadian. Those prices I was showing of like the 120 and stuff like that is Etsy Canadian pricing, for the record.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, 100%, man. I remember when his 3.75s came out a while ago. And actually, dude, I think at one point an Ewok was like $50, you know, $50 for a porcelain Ewok. I couldn't buy that shit fast enough. But you're right, dude. It's just stuff that's just on, it's on another level, dude. I know that there's no one else really doing porcelain. But just the idea of porcelain action figures and stuff that we're all very familiar with, the fact that it's in porcelain and you take something like a toy and then you make it into something super fragile and classy like porcelain. I mean, there's nothing like it, man. Let's give this bad dude away, my friend. Good luck to everybody.
So this is definitely one I would say that if you have not spoken up, please say something and get you on that wheel. We've got
Did you put
Calico
Sadat
Chris. I have made sure to add
yep.
Sadat on there. You bet, absolutely. Sadat, Nim Studios, Carolina Cool Cat, Pocket Salsa, Shrimp Fork, Baba Drock, Death and Strawberries, Skilled One, Rec Shop Resin, Western Goods, Street Fight SPDX, Jazz Wizard, Christopher Sturgeon, Skyjacks, Burial Boba, PK Mates. Oh, Recollection Toys does not need to be on there, unless you'd like it back. Dylan Clement, Zymat Co., Bootleg Toy Co., Linz the Rat Boy, Folklorian, Goblin Mob, Ocular Rhombus, Dookie McFarts Nipple, Titty Bean Toys, Porpoise, King Dingus, Stormico Station, Uncle Spank, Rambo Kiss, Fletcher Sandvik, Red Shop Resin, Mr. Ordinary, Worst Villain Ever, Mothman Republic, Bliss Perceptor, Dre Aziz, Colin Has-Been, Call It Chris Tattoo. Shit.
Dude, and
ever, yes.
Dude, we know everybody in here, man. That's what's so cool. Somebody, one of the homies is going to get this.
Shit, Resin Blood's here too. Have I put him on
Resin
here?
Blood.
He was chatting along.
Yeah.
I know he's in the room because he was chatting with us. Sorry about that, my G. Anybody else not seeing your name on there? Rec Shop Resin, thank you for pointing that out. Yes, you are. Thank you very much, good sir. That is very, very, very kind of you. Thank you. Death and Strawberries, I believe you are on there. Yes, good sir. Mecha Ducky. Mecha, somehow you are not on there. I'm so sorry about that, homie. I hope you're doing okay today, dude. I hope you're having a great afternoon, man. Evening.
Northwest Atheist, what is up?
Oh, that's what's up.
NWA.
That's what's up. Let's get you on there, dude.
DNS says if you take Colin off, he's still gonna win. That's probably true.
Alrighty, guys. I am really sorry to be lingering it on here. I just want to make sure you don't know how guilty I feel when I spin it and right after somebody says, "Was I on there?"
Yeah, yeah. You get Rec Shop on there?
Yeah, I ended up having them on there twice.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, I believe the last two I've added on are going to be Mecha Ducky and Northwest Atheist. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Stormico, am I missing you? Stormico. Nope, you're on there. Good. Thank you, Northwest.
By the way,
really appreciate that, homie.
By the way, whoever wins this is going to get the first Toys Alive stickers sent out to them.
Touche.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're going to be... Is Hurt Toys watching? Do you know?
Probably not. Even if he'd won, he'd tell me to keep it and give it to somebody else anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I take that back. Hurt actually has some stickers. But as far as going out in the mail, this will be the first.
All right. I think we've given you Yahoos long enough. I think if you guys wanted to win this Recollection Toys piece, you would speak up at this point. So we're going to spin it.
Oh.
42 names on this wheel, man. Jeez.
Wow. Good luck, everyone.
The wheel has decided. Worst villain ever. Congratulations.
My man.
That's what's up, man.
Congrats.
The wheel knows.
Straight up, dude. Very happy to be able to send this to you. Please hit me with your freaking address. That's awesome, dude. Way to go, man. I'm glad you got that. Him and I have had actually some really good conversations recently just about stuff that's community-based stuff. But had some really good conversation, man. So yeah, awesome, dude. Congrats, man. Shoot me your address, dude. I will send this out to you tomorrow with the first Toys Alive stickers. How about that? Yes, you did. You did win. How about that? What a solid win.
What a gorgeous piece.
Gorgeous piece, man.
Damn.
Yep. And yeah, go ahead.
I think the thing I like the most about Worst Villain Ever getting that piece is Worst Villain Ever posted on their page somewhat recently, and I'm sorry if I'm taking this from you, dude. But if I'm not mistaken, going and seeing Star Wars with your brother is a pretty fond memory that you have. And so I think it's pretty darn cool that you should have one of these porcelain R2-D2s in your collection, because I really hope that resonates for you. Maybe, I don't know. But sick.
That is sick. Next week, we got a heck of a show next week. Dookie McFart Sniffle will be in the house. Titty Bean Toys will be in the house. Man.
You know, we said it last week too. I think what's really fucking cool about that is that Titty Bean and Dookie McFart Sniffle, in my opinion, their work is very similar in nature. Their compositions, the way that they work with color use and everything is very similar. And I think it's really cool that both those dudes are dudes that I remember coming into the scene around that same time. I think it's really sick that we're going to get a chance to actually sit with Dookie McFart Sniffle, because I don't know if many people actually have had a chance to really meet Dookie. And I'm really excited that we're going to be wrapping up that end of the thing with Titty Bean doing his first show, man. Because I know a lot of the dudes we met, we've talked about shows for a long time. The difficulties that come with doing a show, it's a lot of work to take that on. So I'm stoked for the homie, man.
Yes, absolutely, dude. Been a long time coming to have him on. Really looking forward to it, man. The work, that's another one where I was putting away a bunch of pieces, dude, and I was trying to lump all of his pieces together. And dude, yeah, very, very excited, dude, to have him on. Really good paint, really good kit bashes. And you're right, dude. Titty Bean's kind of in that same category, with the kit bashing, and it's going to be a good show, dude. Really, really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be one of those shows where I think it's a lot of smiles, man. That's the part I'm really stoked on. These are people that I think we both just really like. They're just cool people. They're fun and chill, and it's just going to be a fun, smiling evening, which are my favorites.
A fun, smiling evening. Yes, I agree. So next week, we're going to be super busy, man. I was going to say maybe we'll take a little tour around the room because it'll be done then. But let's save that probably next week. Maybe the week after we'll do that or something. But it'll be fun, man. Looking forward to it, dude.
I can't wait to see what that room looks like, man. That room is wild over there.
Yeah, dude. I honestly can't wait to show it off, dude. I really can't. I actually ended up buying another one of those cases for the wall, the black cases. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I ended up filling up 11 of those, dude, of the black cases behind me. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4 detolfs and 2 double detolfs. And room to spare. So
yeah. Fuck's sakes, man. All right, dude. Let's let these yahoos get on with their evening. We can go on with our evening. 2.5 hours. Look at that.
Dude, yeah. I was going to say 2 hours 28. What's up?
Thank you so much for a lovely night, man. And all you guys in the chat. Everybody have a